on. Hold on. Hopefully it is. If not, I'm in trouble. Today we have the lower final of EMEA. Hold on, let me just get up the freaking chat. Dive in. I'm pretty sure I'm cursed, but that's fine. Oh, I need to get my pen up. The old epic pen. We're on LAN.
It's my dream and it's my promise. My dream and
Oh shit, I forgot to change
I mean,
this.
we have a lot more experience than the kids and the random Germans.
The kids and the random Germans.
We just need to get to the finals against Apex and hopefully third time to jump. Taco, the other teams, we've fallen to Apex twice now. We will do the best.
Yeah, we're the EMEA
10 teams
venue.
entered Ascension, each carrying the hopes of their region, fighting to earn their spot amongst the stars of VCT EMEA. One by one they fell until only 3 remained, all with that same dream to challenge the legends awaiting in VCT.
What did Liverpool do wrong? What they did wrong was have me put Salah in my team and captain Salah. That's what went wrong for them. I fucking cursed them. Anyway, here's the lower final of EMEA. Hi TMV, on vacation for a week. Have nothing lined up except watching your streams. Well, that sounds fun. Speaking of streams, Byzantine streams.
DSH0, 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 DSH0D.
Ah, shot. I was wondering what you would... I was confused there for a second, but here we go. Lower final EMEA. Let's see it. So today, I mean, there are America's games tomorrow. And today. I won't be watching either. We're just gonna watch EMEA these next couple days. The Americas group stage will be over by then, but obviously when the Americas playoff starts, we'll lock in on that. That starts on Wednesday again. So I will watch these games. I'm pretty sure I'll miss the pub quiz for a week, but that's fine.
SH0, DSH0, 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 DSH0D.
Well, Tropical, you need CGN to lose. Please, Pacific, we don't need a third Turkish team. Well, surely you would want Pacific to lose then. That sounds like you want them to win. But here we go. Pacific versus CGN. Pacific are a very young team.
As possible to happen as life, death, and taxes, and that is CGN banning Icebox and picking it. Is it gonna happen again today? I mean, it all depends on what Pacific.
But I think for this reason, I would rather see CGN win. For what you've just seen. Having German fans, German org in there, I think would be good. I think that would be the ideal, to be honest. So, our maps are Lotus, Abyss, Bind, Haven, and Sunset Decider. See if we have to go that far. CGN got the first pick, which is generally considered a bit better in a best of 5. So we shall see. Although in this best of 5, Pacific gets to pick the defense side here on the last map. But we shall see.
ahead.
Now Pacific, again, they've got 3 players who can't play any tier 1 next year, so it's kind of a bit like, yeah.
Explosive comp like this, it can be very difficult for us.
But we'll see.
I think we're being treated. The first 2 maps are so exciting to watch because on the side of CGN, we're looking at a map that they have not lost a single time this year on. The first one is a little bit of pick your poison. And for Pacific, it's a map that they were not doing good in their region, but once they got into the between regions, they've been pretty flawless.
Yeah, and Billy, what do you make of the Asian select?
I mean, no changes. So, like, Pacific sticking with what they know best. I mean, we just had
I can't believe Liverpool lost.
a conversation
And
about
City
do we
should have
think it's
lost as
gonna
well.
work in VCT. Let's see if it works in Ascension first, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this one.
Yeah, and the tank, what do you make of CGN's comp?
They have only one flash, like Benny on Gecko, so it can be tough for them for fighting A. Like basically just Gecko is throwing one flash, but if you just shoot it, then it's over for them. They don't have flashes, so it can be hard. I think Pacific will have control.
Where
of the
did
game
the
for a long
Senti
time,
players
and
go?
let's see how they
I
do.
swear last year,
Yeah, and I'm
Anchor
thinking
players were
about those
popping
first
off like
rounds, 'cause
crazy.
right now CGN is looking very,
I think that's partly
very,
meta,
very
right?
good,
You're seeing a
although
lot
Spencer
more
rounds on the other side,
explosive
Pacific
double
is not
initiator
looking the
stuff,
best,
which
so
makes it
when
harder
you
to
get
hold
that
a
first
site,
stealing
no?
of the stage,
Whereas
that's
last year
when
was a
you
lot
get
of
the ball
Viper
team
Sky
already,
stuff,
we have
so
an
it was less
electric
explosive
crowd
in
here as
general,
well,
so
but
probably
who
easier
better
to hold a
to
site.
run us through this game than the absolute staples of Ascension?
Brian should have won today. Well, João Pedro isn't playing. Why was João Pedro not playing?
Thank you so much, Sue.
Before the
And
game, it didn't say he was
next,
injured.
Yes, we are here in Berlin, and I can tell you what.
Is he
the home
injured?
crowd
I brought him in my
certainly
team
has
as
their
well.
favourite. However, with the opening map being Lotus, things could get interesting very quickly. CGN undefeated here, 14 times played, the same comp from the beginning of the year with 0 losses.
Yeah, I mean, Hazard, that's the thing. They'll come into LAN. Pacific, they
My
have
FPL this
more
week is cooked,
games
so
than
is mine.
CGN,
Hold
and
on,
playing
me.
one split in split 2, right? Rather than CGN across, what, 2 years of tier 2.
How did Liverpool lose? I told you, because I captained Salah.
That's exactly it. Form is temporary, but class is permanent. The 3 titles speak
God,
for
my FPL
themselves.
is fucking
CGN have
cooked.
been here before, but
I
not
had
only
Salah, Jota, and Van Dijk in my team.
Larson trying to gauge the
The only
early
good thing is
aggression
Fernandez
that's being
and
played
Edison got
through, and
assists,
Vince
but
will land the first blow.
it's not looking great.
Now, straight away, trying to pivot on towards C and put the pressure towards
So what, Haaland's gonna get
Anguist, and that's not a player you want to
10.
try and pressure.
Haaland will probably
Stood
score
up
more
time
points
and
than me.
time
He's gonna end up on what, like
again.
10,
CGN Hazard, they're looking to
13
play
points or
retake.
something?
Yeah, immediately setting up for it after getting the numbers in their favour.
Ooh.
No traps, no flank. Not something to be thinking about right now. Damage traded, Anguist and comeback both
So this
low.
is CGN's
But lots of
pick.
utility on Pacific side that they can use to try and
Gonna
hold
see
this.
a
Well, they've already used most
heavy
of it.
retake.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
Now,
Valorant
players start to back out
heritage.
in towards me.
Not Minimo, thanks for the
Trying to
12
pass
months.
just the Oita, they're all
Oh,
getting
got baited by the
They're all getting taken
by the
out.
Sova.
Pacific, they look as if they're
We got
in
the
prime
Turkish
position to
comments in
win
our
this,
ear.
But it's up to Element against a 1v1. Leorta, Laurent, they're all going to win, and it's Pacific to get the first round.
Such a big
I don't know
blow
if you
to
can
deal
hear it, you
early
probably
on
can.
here. Their
Like a
first
little,
pistol round
I think it's Turkish, but
against
some other
CGN
language
this
commentary in my
competition. They
ear.
lost all 6 in the best of 3. Picking up some steam nice and early. And as I said before, look, there are favourites here, but this is new territory for a DAC team. Kings of Cologne taking to the stage with the Berlin backdrop, and with it being the 100th
Abdo hit, thanks for the 4
in
months.
the capital since
I'm
the
lost.
EMEA League was founded. Only the first a German team.
It's like having a, it's like, you know when you turn on a radio or like an old radio and it's like got,
On B main already
you know, it's like got a
destroyed.
different radio station just like mumbling in the background.
Come back already with a
Shots.
Marshall, man. He's just so good.
Opening it up. Lots of space on the right-hand side of the map. A is open for the taking, and it's come back again. He loves to buy into
Yeah, they're
the
at,
rush
they
of
at their
level B.
EMEA VCT
Anti,
stage as well.
win
Oh,
loss. Ooh, this one's looking a little bit dicey. CGN do manage to recover. The Pacific in prime position now. The safe plant considered as well. Anguish Sheriff has got to go huge.
Has, but they already know about where he is. The Eldron confirming it. Hazard, you're asking too much of the single Brit in the server. I mean, what more can he do?
Tried to look for an isolated engagement, nothing given. Safe hands on the Pacific side.
Okay,
of the
2-0,
server.
good
The
start
triple
for
swing
Pacific.
Will confirm. They bring a couple of rifles
now
into the
CGN
bonus.
beat Pacific
A
last
strong
time they
start
played, but I
for the
do think
Turkish
that,
team. Can it get any better?
I think Pacific are the
Well,
better
that's it,
team,
Hazard.
to be
Now
honest.
coming in towards this, you're looking towards CGN to start to thrive, right? Throughout this, CGN mostly get the rounds on the
more can
attack,
he do?
right? That really weird
Tried to look
default
for an
that they
isolated
play
engagement,
in
nothing
with
given.
Pacific.
Safe
I
hands
mean, they
on
really
the
need
Pacific
to,
side of the server. The
Pacific need to really be careful. They
That
don't
was
overpeak
strange. They had the
into that.
commentary with the replay as well.
Trying to use the control in the mid.
Magnum
just a
producing
little
this?
bit.
What's going on?
Laissez-faire both teams. Nobody wants in for now.
Interesting we don't get a
It's
buy
the
here.
extremities where Pacific begin to ply their trade, and it's the upgrade to the Outlaw, which is just so scary. On a Soul, Davi H has to be really careful with his utility used. It's just the recon available right now.
No, there isn't a German team in tier
Huge
1.
fight to win for Davi. He is going to pick it up. Is there any more laying in wait? Larok, he invites it, and Pacific do punish. That's an opener. The question is there any more
Start
behind
again,
it? Right
Pacific.
now, they have absolutely no idea.
4v4, I think you take that. Although it is your neon down, but
commit to clearing out that space right now. So
shame that this guy who's
and
got
at the same
only a
time,
sheriff
looks what
can't
Pacific have been
be
doing
here.
through the
Maybe
mid
pick
round
up
as of-
some
up
kind
in
of
the
gun, although
meantime.
they're probably
They've
not
been
going to
clearing
this one.
out C, right? They've had the old
Gonna be a
drone
C
win,
hit.
check the KG set up. Right now,
But
Pacific
again,
have a really
tough when
good
your
lead this
neon
round.
is dead to do a
Setup
C
is there,
exec.
they're expecting
Probably
the
going to
peak.
rely on their
Angus
omen to
known
TP here.
for playing out on an island, but this
30
one's already
seconds
been
left.
dug up. Is there a hole to be filled here? His grave, or can he stand his ground? Going to give up the possession of the site. 4 on 4, and
Okay, it's
still
gonna be
CGN
4v4.
know they do have a slight advantage in terms of the weaponry. Open plant over the top of the smoke, bullets traded, but no real damage on the board. Pacific were able to convert from this situation last time, even without the numbers.
Look at the post plant. So much
Three
different to
players
last
outside
time.
playing
They
for
were
the
a lot more
spam. I think they
aggressive
did
on
get the
site,
plant for
the
it.
utility that they
Oh, you're
had,
not ready for
and now
that
they're just
angle.
leaving it up to Loiter on site alone. Oh,
Okay, you got one.
Top gets one, Element trades it, but time is starting to wear thin. CGN need more kills, and they need them now. The players towards Mound are holding their own. The wingman
Nicely
can
done
delay,
by Pacific.
but no much longer than Larok's 3-piece to add a third round to Pacific's tally.
yeah, I mean, the diversity that Pacific are showing in the post plants as well has it just shows you how mature this young roster is. They originally played on the site, then they're playing off sites because they know they have the mollies, they know they can hold the cross, and they know they've got the ability to do it.
That's exactly it. For it being such a young team, Larok, Loiter, the two 16-year-olds look like men amongst boys, honestly, at times.
So we got an outlaw for comeback
Doing
as well.
Such heavy lifting for their team. And that is always the
Nice
mentality
shot.
here. That's a nice shot, Element, making things more difficult.
Oh
for
my.
Davi follows it up. These marshals in the mix are causing mayhem for now. The drone off the angle, Davi wants no
5v3.
more. The advantage is already concrete.
Oh,
The
but
thing
LaRock
is, though,
comes
as
back.
Pacific vacate that space,
I
they
wonder,
counted
do you
two
need to do
rifles
this
over
again?
to
Play a bit more
CGN, but it
passively?
seems as if no,
'Cause now if this
just
guy
gonna
dies, you're in a
press
lot
that
of trouble.
vehicle to the metal and get straight in towards the east
Oh,
side.
no.
Element can't escape, and now he's stuck in a cell.
Still has one more blast pack, but I don't think it's going to matter. Something CGN do often leave
This guy
the
got a
open
sheriff.
late round. Pacific reading into that, but Anguist's position could be key. Sidesteps the paranoia. Lays feet to the ground on sight. It is just the sheriff, and another weak spot.
Oh, you got to
in
stay,
the
son.
defense, but Pacific have pulled the strings and managed to find this A
Oh,
opening.
wow.
They'll make damn certain of it with
But
the rolling
literal,
thunder, but
couldn't
that
have gone better
telegraph
for him. Big
may
shot.
just give the option for CGN to retake quickly.
Yeah, but Haza, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Nice
at
play
all.
by Loiter.
Pacific are well aware of what dangers lie in wait. The last two remaining players is
So now you can
CGN
just
have
settle
a
down.
tall
You see
order
this omen here.
to try and meet, but I mean, they're taking it
Okay, you
so
know where they
slow.
both are
Pacific
now.
are already set up the crossfires.
Look at the guns on display. Sheriff Anguist quickly lost. He's the next one to go.
Okay, and they survive a 5v3 massive win. As I say, I know you're on an eco and it's a bad eco, but once you get +2, once like if it's a 5v4, I think that's fine. But when it's a 5v3, I think then you've just got to kind of just play your numbers a bit more. You know, don't be doing that. I know you've hit a nice shot, but 5v3, I think you got to play your life. Nice play by LaRock though.
Not having the audience bearing down on top of you like in the Coliseum, you're out there on your own at times, and as long as they can keep lifting each other up, Pacific are making this look easy for now on a map which CGN
money
are
pretty
still
good.
yet to lose. But this is the round where they can turn things on its head.
For me, Haza, this is the last rifle round before we should see the coach interjecting himself. Capio, I mean, 4 rounds in a row. I know it's the defensive side, but Pacific, it feels as if they've had no real resistance against them.
Second tap on the orb, making sure that it heads in the right direction. Comeback. Overdrive available. Pacific playing towards these extremities, and already seen a few C finishes, but nothing given away for now. Anguist set up on A means there's no early information. The B players prompted, staying put.
I like this. I like that you can see them yapping.
Creating this information vacuum and exploding straight into it. First player already being found, and there's already one towards the back end as well.
My Rose, though.
They had every
Oh, these poor
covered, has
fans.
a-
The team
as
just
for now,
getting
look at what
demolished.
CGN have. I mean, Davy H on the flank, the rest are all going through solo lanes.
Oh, wow.
Showstopper coming out. Element hits the mark. Jelassen, the deck. 3-on-3. But these have not been given situations for CGN. There is still much more work to do. Davy will continue to buy attention from the flank, but the retake comes from the CT side.
Oh, when you've been revealed 2 here, 1 here, you have to know that they're gonna be here. You gotta know that. And you did initially look this way.
Are looking like they need to call time.
Yeah, there needs to be something here because
13-0, 13-0. Well, Warlord, good thing there's another map.
down to a T. I mean, the fans are trying to get something to bolster them, right? Loud voices, but for the most part, they've been kept quiet by Pacific's performance.
Fans don't win your games, mate. You know that all too well. But 5 rounds in, the pause fight.
Tough. I want Apex to lose so Team Liquid picks up Kayak. I mean, they might be able to anyway, to be honest. Although it is Liquid, so I doubt it. I think Liquid are signing this little unknown player. They're signing a ranked player, I've heard. His name, I think, is Keksy or something? Kex. Something like that. I saw a montage of him yesterday. Okay, 5-0. Tough start for CGN. Especially on their map pick.
It's sparing any real luxuries unless you would call a marshal or a sheriff anything down that
Yeah,
street.
he's a young German prodigy, I've heard.
But as the only player who's yet to find his mark in the server,
Pacific
it doesn't help. And look at this position, still remaining confident, and this turret for the early contact.
I mean, Pacific are just respecting CGN after the timeout. They know that they have been caught out over peaking in the last matchup that they played.
Okay, so an outlaw again when they're on an eco, always outlawing on an eco.
That's what it's all about as well. You look at a player such as Anguist, the amount of confidence that he's built in the time that we followed his career.
This is, again, always tough when you lose C and A control. Always tough. Okay, they saw the Omen here, but they probably already kind of knew the Omen was here because of this smoke, so...
A lower final for him last year with Ascend. Well, actually won the same final that Anguist ended up losing, so if that's not a full circle moment, I don't know what is. But like I say, confidence important, CGN seeing if they can get any of that here. Round dragging on, Pacific finally pull the pin. It's an A play.
I mean, some of the shots with the Marshall are disgusting. Watching they missed that one. Winnable. Honestly, pop this ult.
It's competitive. It's a 3v3, and there's ultimates to work with.
That's the big thing. The thrash is on the table. Does Benny want to try and use it? The captain will call for it. CGN starting to make their way through, but he's...
They break it. What a play by Rose. Holy, looks dialed in. Great timing. Great aim.
To keep Pacific
nice stuff.
plowing forwards.
It's a false sense of security, Hazza. Pacific, they give them the chances at 3v3.
What's on Lotus?
Well, maybe
Sova comps? I mean, I don't hate Sova. I mean, I don't love the breach, but if you want to play Sova to counter a lot of the Cypher stuff, it makes sense. Sova's pretty good.
It's so tough.
Yeah, I'd certainly hope it was my legs. That thrash far away from the rest of the players. You know, the capitalization wasn't quite there. Now you're missing a big piece coming into the next. But speaking of, Hunter's Fury, both sides. Pacific
I'm excited for Throw City Clash. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what the people cook up. It's a blinds overall.
They moved them. Or moved like a stack towards the seaside and just left Vince there.
Don't love that.
Now reacting to the Hunter's
That feels like a bit of a...
It's almost like a swarm of bees, right? They're moving in packs.
A bit of an overexcited play, perhaps.
Pacific still just lingering on.
But
what
again,
it
it's
is
too
exactly they want to do.
passive
And
from
CGN the
CGN.
same, you can see the rotations matched, but
This just
he
isn't how you
steals
play
it away.
Lotus
This
defense
puts
side.
Benny in a whole load of trouble. Full utility belt for the captain to try and play around with.
Again, you just see the
CGN's
Cypher, that shouldn't
longest
really be
standing
enough to bring you
up
out. But this
against
Omen has done a
five,
good
and the
job here
floodgates
getting
are
back on
open.
this angle.
Straight in. I don't think Benny's going to be able to get away with this one. It would be
That's
a
our Neon, man.
stand up, flashed up, but he comes up at the right time. And now the ultimate, the Hunter's Fury, getting plenty of tags. And of course, Stabby gets
Okay,
it.
looks like CGN.
looking alive in this round.
Can I get on the board?
Gets another. It's a 2v4 though. And Pacific has it. They have the ability to try and get it back, but they don't account for Element's position. Now up to Rose. He can't look in the right direction. And
Okay,
CGN
they're on the
get
board.
First round.
The fans erupting in the background, you can hear it. While the players might not be able to, the stage is shaking, and the big takeaway for me there is that CGN looked to fight together. It wasn't a quick retake or anything of the sort, but they were grouped up, they let Pacific move into their area of the map, they controlled what they could. Benny does well to get one, drops the mosh to buy a little bit of time for the
Is that
rotate.
Zesh?
But we need to see more of the same. It has to be consistent success. The money dictates it.
It's the same thing as last round, Hazza. CGN found success. Why change it? Keeping that pack towards C.
I didn't know he was on CGN.
Pacific
Oh.
slowly walking into it.
Huge 1v1. Loiter around the side. Benny has no idea. Blindsided. And again, the arena drops eerily silent.
That's the worst thing about it though, Hazza. You know that one player's gone walkies on A. A site should be open if he's the solo player.
Again, I
but
mean,
she
they have
was in the
lurked here
last
multiple
round.
times.
Pacific want to lean into this information game though, of which CGN
Now
do
just
not
taking
have
the
all
gamble
too much.
that
The tools in the hands of Rose to crack this one open. Lands the dart through the smoke. Anguish forced to drop 10 paces back. He gets a second one there as well. I have not seen that in a long time, and Rose seemingly wants to disrespect this. Anguish knows his tricks
Okay,
too
at
well.
least he's
Has
holding
his
these
number,
guys here. He
but
didn't
here
even
is
know
that
about the
they
second
execute.
player.
But Element's just escaped in towards Tree. While they execute towards the site, they've completely missed Element. Flash isn't good, and he's escaped out the other side of the door.
I will miss this math when it leaves.
The timing
Love
was
3 site
perfect
macro.
for the shots. Anything
I mean,
otherwise.
I'm sure it'll come
4-3
back.
to
I don't think
Pacific
this is one where
post
they'll
this time
keep
they
up for a
have
while.
numbers.
I think it'll be a
And
bit more like
Rock's
Split,
in
where
the
they'll bring it
back
back at some
I mean,
point.
Vince is now flanking. He has TPs to get by the trip, doesn't use them, and now it's a 1v1 on flank.
Oh, I needed that one.
Such a big fight that Vince needed to win, but he falls short alongside the rest of
Now
CGN.
they're just gonna
Should
save.
be a
I mean,
safe
you got
goal.
one guy who's gone
There is
by.
nothing more to be had
That's tough.
of round number
Again, their
8.
money's
It's a
quite
7-4
good.
Pacific. They've won the vast majority of them. Talk as much as you like about LAN experience. When you step back and look at it, Pacific have only had 2 maps less on LAN. The whole of the Turkish playoffs taking place in Istanbul.
It is Brazil.
And from Izmir up until that point, they have looked unstoppable.
Advantage taken as well, has a guaranteed it in the next half, but how can they compound that further forward? It's so much like individual errors from Rose lurking to Element missing his shots to Benny going walkies, right? That was the big crumble point. Benny just walking out solo and Pacific being able to identify like that is the site player on A.
2 completely different demeanors in
Bro,
either coaching
Zesh.
booth. Zesh, of course, making his warm welcome, his return to Berlin. Good to have him here. But it may be a swift dismissal if this one doesn't pick up soon. CGN in an unfamiliar situation on Lotus. Their own backyard, on their own home soil. Davi's drone through the door, plays in Element. That's a big opener, but it doesn't mean that the
Okay,
round
good
is
start.
done. CGN need to hold on. and
Again,
find a way
I'd
to
like
make
to see them
advantage
fight this
work.
in general a bit more, but obviously with Silver Gecko it is a bit harder.
You've got rid of comeback. Like
You know, obviously this is
CGN
one
playing
big
this
thing that,
perfectly. The only thing
I mean,
don't
probably
like
is
is
the
that
reason
Davi
that
is
Fade
all alone in tree.
was the initial choice and kind of stayed the main
Thinking about
choice.
the rotation,
It's
they do
literally,
have stairs
you
in
can
flow for
seize
now.
people here and it's a big threat.
Spike towards B, and as I said before, this area of the map at times from CGN can be left fairly open. Laroc,
Icebox is going out as well.
paranoia comes across.
VVD,
Wants to try and take the timing
Money
through the door,
Mutt.
getting investigative with it. Loiter picks up the
They're
first,
both
but
going.
it is Davi that opens A. Side by side with Element, it falls on Anguist's shoulders to
Oh,
hold to the
buddy.
B side.
They
The
gotta
discipline
kill
for the
first anyway.
Nothing more. Disengages himself from the situation, but goes back in when it's
Should be able to figure this out.
A 1-on-3 for
Whoa.
His clutches have been king, but you're calling for too much here.
What are we doing?
Second on the board for CGN.
Need to learn the importance of ults sometimes again. You've got one ult this half. Is that the best ult you're gonna get this half?
Now moving
No.
forward, they've got the
Absolutely
lockdown, right?
not.
That's the key piece to keep them moving on and get the
Again, if this is round
that's the thing
4,
they've not had momentum.
honestly, not bad. Not like, not good, but like excusable, I would say.
Very vocal on the CGN side.
Again, when it's round 8
You look at a
plus,
player like Vince, for
you got
example,
one
how
ult.
much influence
Think
he
about it
has
like that.
in
You
those
got one ult,
situations,
so
and
pick the best moment to use that ult.
being the MVP of their play-ins grand final, which put
Like
them
in
here.
these next couple rounds, I guarantee there will be a moment where you're like,
61
wow,
kills
this would be
from
an insane
Controller.
ult.
And a little bit more of that impact, but it's
Okay,
not
they
going to
get the
happen
first
here.
kill
Look, you
here.
talk a guy up and comeback takes him down. This is someone
This time
whose
with
name
the
has
off.
carried
I mean,
plenty of weight throughout the
interesting
tournament,
to
and
put
right
this guy
now
on
he's
Neon
hitting
when he's
hard up
upping and
down the side.
outlowing for like half your attack.
Doesn't
Doesn't feel very Neon, does it?
But the biggest thing for CGN
Like, why are we
coming
playing
back
like
in was
if
the
you're doing
opportunity
this,
to knock them
honestly,
out earlier.
play Raze.
That's why Comeback's trying to take extra
You know, like
space
play
to
Jet, but
disrupt
play
the
Raze
ultimate
because at least then
placement.
on defense,
See,
like
look
your
at the double
defense
hold
side with the
here.
nade is
Loiter
probably going to be
goes-
better than
he's
what
gonna
Neon
turn the
gives you.
door, goes back towards tree. Stairs is the space that you want, but comeback doesn't stop. This attack sided up is finally put in the dirt by Element.
Got to save
Around
again.
goes with it. CGN forced to concede another here. Pacific with the attack
Have I played
side,
Undertale? I
which
haven't,
they
no.
had been dreaming of.
I mean, as a CGN, they can't string 2 rounds together. That's the worst thing about it. You'll start to sweat. You'll start to feel the pressure. That's the worst part about it, is how you're feeling about how these rounds are going. And for right now, CGN has a... Where can you build the confidence from?
They know what it's like to go down in such a fashion as early as they have. The first map of that split.
Have I
one
played
grand
Football
final
Manager
back is,
2024?
one I probably shouldn't be mentioning with so many CGN
No.
fans behind me, 13-0 to Mouse, but they ended up winning the series. That was the most important part. They can turn results on their
I mean, I have a little, but
Defender side Lotus is not the be-all and end-all. When you look at this map for CGN in general, statistically, on Lotus, I mean, yeah, the attack side, of course, is going to be better. That's what we've got to look at. You need a foundation from which
but
to
still
work. So
8-2.
round like
I
this,
mean,
where
this
they're
is
aiming to
10-2.
get
It's
that
kind of
done.
GG. They got a mixed buy here, to say the least.
Build from CGN, they've got 2
They have
rounds
Killjoy
to
lockdown and
try
Raze ult, so
one
this
round
still
to
could
do
be a
that
win,
right.
honestly.
It would be a wobbly foundation, but I mean, right now, Element could be the one to build upon. He misses his chance, has to drop back.
What?
Come back! He goes for it! The reveal through the door says goodbye to Element. An opening duel which meant so much in that previous series.
That's crazy.
When Element couldn't start things off for CGN, they so often struggled to close.
And
More
again, these
proactivity
recos so
for
hard when you know
Agent,
they've got an
but
ult.
they're wiped to the floor. Pacific up 3 men to the good with an open C site, unless Anguish can do something about this.
They're
I
going
mean,
to save the up
this
again.
is what we call heroic territory, right? We need a gift from God if CGN are to get this one, Hazard. Because you look at the utility that's not been spent from Pacific, still 2 flashes, still got so much more to work with.
Super long rotation for Davi if he wanted to try it as the op in his hands as soon as he spots the face of Larocque. It is one which forces him to retreat. Missed shot. He's running him down. Someone stick the Benny Hill theme on. There is a chase in progress and Davi is pinned to the corner. Pacific on the hunt. He will cower away through the Hobbit door, but it's comeback that you've got to be worried about. Nothing to be said of the CGN save. A flawless round for Pacific.
This guy's giving it to
putting
them.
Up on 9.
I mean, that's the thing, Hazard, right? They go hunting, they know where the operator is, they know that
Early
there's a
payout
river,
tropical
and the final
volunteers.
action won't be great.
Okay.
This is unreal. Just
Okay,
combination
well, we'll
with
do it at the
taking
half, I
your
think.
ping that and taking your time and,
Well, in fact, my rule is it has to be
certainly
10-2, but I'm happy
are the
for
better
Tropical to
right
be
now
the
between the 2 teams.
volunteer. I did not.
Full house of ultimates to work with for CGN. Anguished hanging his
Well,
head on that
if it's a
series. They
10-2,
couldn't
I'll
find a way
volunteer
to use the
Tropical.
lockdown. Can they cultivate something here? Pacific should expect it. There is nothing. It's a setup towards A and a much faster play.
Oh, but the TP's on A.
At least initiated as the overdrive is used.
Cancels.
I I mean, you immediately bust in towards C, now changing it up Hazard, and leaving a question mark, forcing the ultimate from Vince. I mean, it's not a big investment, right? You're not going to get much from it, but you're still forcing them to use it.
It's
Okay,
good
this is
information
nice.
back, but Pacific hear this. They know
Obviously, they
about
don't
it.
know
They're
where that element
expecting
went.
that something
They
has
know it
been
didn't come in
done.
their spawn, but they don't know if you rotate to A.
What does Rose look to
Or
call?
if you
With the
rotate to
spike on his
C.
back, the IGL of Pacific leads them into the center of the map. There's no setup here.
Strange one.
Vince, without the paranoia, limited utility.
I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a B split, but we got a breach with an up.
Anguish just with the gun gets the one that he needed.
Kind
Is
of
it
have to
enough?
go now
It's
though.
played
Like
in
once the
Vince,
smoke
and that might
fades,
be
it's
the
kind of
most
round
important
over.
part.
Yeah, it's the trade back, right? Looking at what you've lost out, you've lost the Cypher control, the flank control, but not only that, the smokes for the late round when they go to execute, and it's coming in now. Thrash coming to support Davi, has the Odin by his side. Opens up this one a little further for CGN, twice the numbers.
Okay, looks like it's gonna be 9-3.
And with 20 seconds left, Larocque needs to bring the biggest clutch that we've seen from him so far. Operator lands a shot, but he has nowhere to turn to. The open arms of Element.
Tropical lives another day, yeah.
Third. Could it possibly be enough?
I mean, that's the question, Hazard. Is it going to be enough? A foundation has been built for CGN to try and work with in the next half, but the problem with that, Hazard, is only 3. A pistol round might be enough to...
This is Valorant.
Ein Fact Flippy, thanks for the 12 months.
in the next half.
You a CGN fan, Ein Fact Flippy? Is Watkins not fucking starting for Villa? This might be the worst fucking... This might be the worst fantasy Premier League of all time. Oh no, he is. Was he just not taking the kickoff? God, I got... No, he is. I just didn't... He wasn't taking the kickoff, and so I was like, who's that? But he is playing. It's fine. We're fine. Okay, anyway. 9-3, good start for Pacific. I mean, they can close this one out. It'll be... We haven't had any... Oh, I'm not going to say it. Why would I even bother? Why would I even try and speak that into existence? I kind of need... I need Everton to... I need them to score a hat-trick, to be honest. If I had to pick a team in VCT to be your team to support, who would I pick? And it can't be a Wolves or a Sen.
Fantastic way to kick off your
For everybody, you need to remember this.
Who would I pick to support? I'd probably want to support someone who was bad.
I mean, it's a big map to pick.
It'd probably have to
I
be
need see
someone
if
who's
they can
pretty
bounce
bad.
Back on the attack, and we've already said it.
No.
The attack side is their better half on Lotus.
As it would be for many. Every single pistol round won in that
Liquid.
series, but
No, it wouldn't be Liquid. I don't really... Koi do play in purple, which I do like. MIBR.
Then shifting towards Jalasen.
Look at the
Who would
trap
it
that's
be?
being made right now by Pacific.
3 players strong on the other side of that door and plenty of utility to flood back through. Larocque doesn't have the stun for now. That could pose to be a problem. Not for Loiter. The paranoia's done so much.
Wow.
Pacific crush CGN.
GE was my first thought,
It looks
to be
so
fair.
easy. A 10th on the board. There's little to come back from this one now.
Yeah, Hazard, this is now starting to get into the worrying side of things for CGN. This is only the first map though, but it's starting to get to that point where this could look like a loss.
Yeah, it certainly could. That's one way of putting it lightly. I think, you know, we saw CGN, we casted that play-ins grand final. That was a 3-0 in their favor. When things get bad, they can get worse pretty quickly.
JDG on top. What are your thoughts? Up and rising APAC team? What? Who I think will be an up-and-coming APAC team?
Done a brilliant job of that.
No, they can keep this gun at
Take
least.
things one round at a time, and with this minuscule investment, they'll be looking
I actually
to try
thought they
and
might
make the
fall.
most
Some of the
it.
Marshall shots have
Already
been kind of
got a
crazy.
good start.
the best thing about this for CGN is everything is on their terms, right? They're the ones who are poking and prodding all throughout the map. I mean, most of the
Yeah, I mean, I do have the DFM bundle, so yeah, maybe DFM would be my pick. I mean, they're gonna get ecoed here just on the back of a again, the marshals are just crazy in this tournament.
And Jalarsson just be sweating here. As you say, CGN
Tropical in trouble again. Could get banned.
They're getting these fights on their own terms and conditions and winning them. Rose lost early, meant no info. And now with Jalarsson's util all dried up, it's on him to collect that back.
Thing is, he's gonna need 3 here, really. And this Boombot is gonna mean he just dies.
The other mains, right? They should know that this is going to be the seaside, and they know about Jalarsson. Can they clear him? He still stays alive for the time being.
He was trapped, but Anguis got him caught, yet still, CGN sitting pretty, yet to execute, flank coming through. They've been so hesitant before, and it came back to bite them. Could this be another of those moments? Larrock on the swivel, 2 picked up. Loiter played into a clutch, a rotate which he is well ahead of the curve on.
Yeah, Hazard, but this is a foot race to the A side. All
Let's be real. Bleed fell off BC, they dropped J, not Copian. We all know that Yay gonna carry now with the chamber buff out. PCF Yay next year, I call it.
Settles in the 1v2 for Loiter. Tries to make his way in and the players are separated, both keeping away on safe angles. A smoke to the spike. The choice is his, yet he chooses to find an engagement first. Davi has spotted him. Anguis knows. Next player known about.
Well, they got an eco.
But will fail. Loiter, nothing more, and CGN with a huge pickup in round number 2 of the second half.
I mean, Hazard, that's the thing. It was looking pretty bleak coming out of that pistol round, right? You're expecting Pacific to convert it. What a way to breathe life into your attacking half. But again, Hazard, the key thing is momentum. CGN haven't been able to string 2 rounds together. And like, that's the big point. It needs to start now.
Surely not the Sheriffs.
Oh, mate, don't. This is Pacific.
This is how it starts. Rose is right on the angle. The crosshair pinned to his head, but Davi not finding the result that he wants. In fact, no information. The dart comes out. Rose forced to delete it and back away.
I think Benny got some information towards the seaside as well, where Pacific are holding. I think they want them to.
So look at Pacific, very aggressive.
He's got a little eager with that one. Anguis punished it. Oh,
nice shot.
Top draw is the reversal though. What a response. The nade to clear Rose has him
nice
dead.
Nade.
So CGN will continue.
But they do pick up a rifle from behind. And the Killjoy is dead.
And the A defense is ready to defend.
Yeah, with Anguis being down though, Hazard, the flank is available, and Pacific have chosen that. Players hiding towards the backside. Jalarsson can't quite get it done. Comeback can, but that's only for a moment. And now it's up to Loiter with a rifle in his hands.
Another clutch, this one a little steeper.
Should be impossible.
Have the rifle.
There's a problem with flanking on A sometimes. Like, you know, if you don't get there in time, you have to beat this timing. Because once they get the spike down and it's like this, well, then your flank is doing nothing.
A 5th on the board. You can't get too far ahead of yourself in this situation. CGN proving that.
Yeah, 1 round at a time, but has a Pacific have that 3 stack towards C, right? It looks great. For me, that means you're trying to force them towards A, play the retake towards the A side, but Rose is just so far forward. We don't need to be pushing every lane possible.
Maybe CGN start getting back into it, but now this guy's got an off. 4 stack on A, so what, they're going to leave him here with an off? It's going to be a fast C hit, they're going to be in some trouble.
So far, it's the first time that we get to see the operator come out. A new look for comeback.
So he'll have ult if they plant.
On the defense, that is. He'll post up on A, but it's a fast C play. Jalarsson had 1 player revealed, but now he's the one whose position is condemned. Anguis has opened. This cage isn't going to last too much longer. He's got to get
what the fuck?
It's just
now we're just going to save. Okay, we've got a game.
Anything from that position.
Bro, you got to live.
Taking a missed shot. There's only a moment before you're thinking about saving.
Why are you? What are you doing? I thought they were just gonna save. What are they doing? 3v5, guys. You gotta save. What are you doing?
Looks away at the worst time possible, and CGN will grab that round. 4 rounds to the deficit.
Just never got started. That was the issue. Comeback wanted a quick pick, a stabilization, something to shake CGN. Just never presented itself, and With everyone on such low money, you just have to wipe the slate clean and fully reset your economy. CGN, on the other hand, building into this, and with Anguist on the front lines, this is something they do so often. It's what I'm talking about, giving him that confidence that he wants. In the words of Candy,
Now you got, I mean, we've seen these marshals do damage.
Encouraged to have, and right now he is dunking on them.
Yeah, now CGN are starting to get some win cons online in terms of their ultimates, as well as, most importantly, your lockdowns and your thrashes. That's what they can use to get this one over the line. If it does get spicy, Larocque with the spiciest buy of that Guardian.
It's one of those rounds where you don't really want to put too much on the table because you've got an end game to be playing towards. Element one off, like you say. All points of entry to take the site, but you got to get there first. And for now, Loiter.
Yeah, and then they got a 4-stack on A, so help is not on its way.
The smoke does still have the
He does have a trip here, I suppose, but
yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
Players haven't really taken full bite into this. Execute. Loiter will now have all the information that he needs, and he just
Nice try, but should be the round. 7-10, I mean, this is a game.
They'll be so late to the site that CGN will have everything they need to set up this post plan.
The rich get richer. This is going to be a real boon to CGN. Well out of the woods in terms of economy. You are quite literally just looking at stopping CGN, or Pacific I should say, getting 3 more rounds. That is
Now they've got kind of 3 of their big ults online, so this is probably worth going for.
Posted. Comebacks Marshall trying to fight this one off. It's
because you might win.
That have made this a little more difficult. All hands on deck for CGN. They stand on the site, but it may soon fall. Rocket over the top's denied the defuse, but there's plenty of time to take it from under their nose.
That shouldn't have been a Pacific round. No
4v5 retaking with 2 marshals and a sheriff. What?
They've stolen it. CGN they have so much time to set up that post plan. They have so much time to chill and think about
with how far they were away, I was like, well, this round's just over. They don't really have time.
Engagements again. Live by the sword, die by it. Come back, ridiculous. And a little bit of silence asked of the CGN supporters. They will oblige.
Right here.
Whether they wanted to.
This is why home crowds are better.
Slowing it right down. The thing is, though, Hazza, is you got to look at comeback. When does he activate? He's missed the dart.
Such a key position. The Vandal looking to make light work of Vince and his headpiece gone. Shattered immediate. Drone follows it.
And lives and gets that kill. Wow.
He wants another peek here as well to
I
try
mean,
and make
maybe
it
an overheat there.
Eventually forced to drop back from his IGL, but he doesn't
Definitely
stop.
an overheat that time.
The Odin, all the incentive he needs. Anguist looking the wrong way. Larocque
Ugh.
almost ending it. Benny, every bit of utility he could ask for, and a spike plant to go with
Move aside classic. Marshall is the best gun of 2024.
Like, watching these games makes you think, like, maybe people should be buying this Marshall more.
Definitely no, Hazza. That is a map point for Pacific on this first one. Remember, have to remind you, Hazza, this is CGN's pick.
And that's just the narrative from front to back. You start out on Lotus, a map which you are yet to lose. With this comp even as well, just no changes made, same Stratbrook whole year.
So it came in locked in.
And Pacific just looks so prepared for it. Nothing catching them by surprise. To put it into perspective, I mean, it's been almost a year since they did something different. It was Dak Arcade 23 against Attacks when they previously debuted.
And all 5 ults as well, just ult spam them.
For Pacific, if they want to get this over the line,
I mean, just wait for them to use theirs and then ult spam them.
That's the key thing, but there is still win cons for CGN. Oh my god, they're just going for it! They've caught comeback!
Quickly jailed.
Just a little late with it.
Let loose. Right across.
As I say, wait for them to use their ults and then ult spam them. Don't ult spam them whilst they've got ults.
But where have we been here before?
Free neon delivery.
Plenty of times. Rose with the Odin. Not really the gun for the job. But players already tagged up could certainly cause issues through those walls. Paper thin, but so is his health.
Oh, he's just trying to send it, trying to get some something before the thrash gets to him. But in the meantime, he's bought time for the rest of the players to come
Fair
in.
enough.
Didn't really know whether he wanted to fight or play for the retake. Pacific know what it's like to be down on numbers. They're trying to make something happen here, but it's not going to work out. Loiter 1v5 to end the first map of the best of 5. We have never seen the like, but he gets off to the cleanest of starts. One tap from the Vandal, and that's Anguish gone. The TP
Tough.
leaves much to be desired, though, so the 7th will settle.
Listen,
So five in a row needed.
CGN have been doing decent, right?
Again, as I say, just like you just need one round, right? Like just wait for them to use their ults. They have to use their ults to prolong the game, right? So make them use their ults, then just find a round with 5 ults and just spam them.
First time
Okay,
the
timeout.
key will be introduced from the coach slot alongside.
Did they use both in the first half? You're kidding me, Consa got injured. Like, my fantasy is just fucked. Okay, no, he's fine. Good. What am I watching? Villa Everton. Which is the oldest, the most played Premier League, well, not Premier League, Division 1 in English football fixture is Aston Villa versus Everton. There's some trivia for you. There's some English football trivia for you. The team that has spent the most seasons in the top flight is Everton.
Great
12-7.
position. I mean, credit to them, no matter what happens.
Yeah, look, they should not be anywhere near as mature as they are. But honestly, the way they play is well beyond their years. But this one not fully out of the reach just yet. CGN hanging off the olive branch on Lotus.
I'm interested. There's always a lot of Germans here for some reason. Maybe I just attract Germans. I don't know. But are the Germans hoping that CGN win? Are they CGN fans?
Has CGN followed that up, which they are doing behind the smoke?
It's such a nice trap as well with that stun ready. You've got the double contact, and it's
I know you
solo
don't.
into it. Oh, no way! How on earth did he manage to dissect that one? Anguish with a quick pick and even calls for Davi to invest his ult off the back of it. There's plenty.
What are we doing 5v4?
Busting down the door with a rolling thunder element the next
Gotta
to
kill,
go.
I suppose.
Yeah,
It's a strange ult, but it worked.
Well, they make things even. They've got rid of Pacific's biggest ultimate on the board, right? That's the worrying thing. Pacific aren't done just yet.
Can't play for the retake. You got to hold the site, and that's exactly what
Wow,
Rose
nice.
will do.
Oh,
2 big kills.
needed that one.
That's where
2v2,
Anguish delivers
lockdown,
with
surely.
3.
Yep.
Back to an even standing, lockdown coming through, and a moment to prepare themselves in post.
30 seconds
Moment to breathe for both teams. Think about what they want to do as the lockdown disperses and the spike goes down. CGN have time to work with now. As Pacific come back in, and Anguist
And an ace.
will get his ace. What a play from Anguist. Acing again on the big stage. CGN closed a couple of maps with individual 5Ks before, and they're getting much closer now to that Pacific scoreline. Just 4 rounds in it, and this is one of those sheriff buys.
That's a strange flash.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big round to win. I mean,
That's a really bad flash, because you can flash that lower down and it'll still blind people. It'll still blind people in heaven, but also catch people down here.
Big investments made, and like you said, there was no opportunity there to go back in.
They need to just chill a bit. Like, you need one round, guys.
And right now for Pacific,
You don't need to win.
things
You
not
don't
still
need
in
to,
a
like,
position where you
super
spec. You've got a
in to
second
win
timeout
every
if you
round.
need it. Trying to
just
keep
chill
it
a
under
bit.
control. It's that same double stack, but a different position.
Yeah, they've cleared that out perfectly. Pacific are forced to go back. The narrative slowly changing.
Seeing that kind of more
as
aggressive style that they were
CGN
going
could
for
come
now.
back into this. But the thing is, what
Kinda
happened
lost some
last
of that.
time? How did Pacific start themselves back up in the second half? It was a thrifty round.
Look, the drone goes in. You clear the birds.
Who's
in
the
nest,
favourite?
The home security
Probably
camp,
Apex.
Someone on my doorstep, and all of a sudden, they've flown elsewhere. 3 players in close proximity of C, about to become a 4th once comeback has made his move. They know exactly what CGN are doing. It's just reading into those tendencies. The B pivot could catch them by
well-timed breach
surprise,
down
though,
here
but
could
again,
be
it's that
pretty big.
hesitancy. Where are they going? Which side do you commit to right now? The ball's in their court, but 30 seconds starts to strip that
You
away.
stun though.
Yeah, time is getting low. Pacific still not wanting to peek out to what they could be on the other side of things. Element sends himself in. There's two players here. He doesn't look in the right spot, but eventually he flicks onto the kill. As you said, the rest of the players now starting to come into the scene. And things starting to get worrying. The wingman needs to get the
Spam,
spike
you
down
gotta
soon.
plant safe.
Lotus is slowly coming into this. Now, in the CGN, they have to find
Okay,
the
they
last
just about
players.
get there. I mean, it
And they
got dicey
shall.
with the time, but
A huge 4K from Vince. Another player stepping up to the CGN plate. And it's exactly what they needed. Because Pacific had that one spot on. They've been reading this macro so well. And as
see,
I
you
said
could be in there,
before, with
Tropical, on your own,
little
just chanting for
deviation,
against CGN.
they just have too much of an idea what's going on. The wingman was used to clear the corner. It wasn't even trying to get the plant in there.
One enemy remaining.
Now down to the final three. This is one of the couple gun rounds that you're going to get if you're on the defender's side.
Oh, they're fighting A.
Good stun.
Has I mean, the utility sent forward. They've not got much from it, and the biggest point for me, Paranoid was used there.
Benny did lose his Dizzy. Recon will come back up for Rose, so that's a concession he's happy
Okay,
to
we
make.
got off.
but
We got naked
without
off.
the
This is what I
purchase of
mean.
the
Like,
drone,
why are
a
we
lot of
going
missing
naked
pieces
off?
in
Like
this
last round,
purchase.
just don't buy it.
I mean,
Don't buy
Faz,
anything.
The thing for me is CGN explore everywhere else on the map. It's C that you need to be careful of. That's where comebacks up is.
Loiter and Vince both left alone in proxy, just signposting this space. Smoke sent out, doing their job, as the controller should. And Loiter very soon will be forced to disengage. The drone checks him, but doesn't reveal position. Rose trading spam.
Okay, you should know there's
So
still
much
two there.
respect between the teams. The atmosphere is tense, and with 50 seconds left again, still no idea as to where the Germans are gonna go.
It's a strange smoke by the defensive element.
That's the thing. No real direct.
Why the fuck are you smoking yourself off?
That could change very quickly.
Did you hear this?
Starting to group outside of B main and Laroc in the corner. They need to clear it, and they haven't done. Look at this. The discipline is insane.
You have to kill him, bro.
Look at Element hasn't looked at the right spot. It's got another.
And no plant. Wow.
The operator on the door.
Okay, there you go. This
It's
should
now
be at
all up to
1v3.
Davi. 20 seconds remain, and he is locked out without a key. Finally, the smoke disperses, but there's a high-low setup in towards Waterfall. There's one more player towards Hobbit Door. This should be as good as done, but not before he has a chance. Has to commit to the spike plan, and there you have
Okay.
it. Pacific 1-0.
Pacific 1-0. There's the first one. Tropical lives. Yeah, got a bit dicey there. Felt like a dominant start. Did we get any Vice players? Why won't you play Vice? Someone be interesting. Holy shit. Everton are 1-0 up. Fuck me. What the fuck? I've got Concert in. Who scored? Pacific 3-1, you think? Let's play some connections. Did I do the connections yesterday? Can't remember. Grape. Sub. Winery. Vintage grape. I don't know what the other word would be. California makes wine. Burger King. Prom King? California King? Lion King? I mean, again, wine things. Feels too obvious. I mean, vintage, retro. Knob, button. Slider. Switch.
Hey TMV,
Hello.
I have 2 questions. Are they on the newest patch with the Ascension chamber buffs?
No.
Also, truthfully, which tier 2 team has impressed you the most so far?
Don't know. That's a good question. Probably close between Apex and Pacific. I mean, it has to be these 3. But what's the... I don't know what the other... Region? Wine bottle info. And then what's this? Super Sub Pro Retro. Prefixes. I guess. Good thing I got this. I literally just thought, what's a word that comes before or after California, and King was the first one I thought of. Luckily, and then I saw Burger King and I was like, okay, it's probably King. Good thing I got that. Global. Iraq. 1820. Could be Europe, could be Africa, could be Asia. 1820. I'm gonna say is, let's just go. Let's be more than Chad, won't it? It'll be more kind of in the fucking Niger. Okay, it's closer to Niger, but Spain is probably like, it could still be Spain, but it could be down here. It could be like Uganda. No, I think, is it Spain? Spain is adjacent, so it's either Portugal, France, Andorra. I don't know how it does the UK on here with Gibraltar, but I don't know. I'm gonna go Portugal. Fuck. Andorra. Fuck. France. Well, my guessing again letting me down. Unlucky.
To support him, first of all, welcome to the Riot Games Arena. What's it like to be here to watch your brother on stage?
It's a very proudful thing here. We just came today, and we came to support, I think.
Yeah.
I can say that.
But this is not the first time, you know, you've been here supporting him as well. But it does feel like the energy on stage is electric. We're seeing like LaRock do a bit of trash talk as well. Are they always like this?
Yeah, he always doing like these things. We were in the Turkish league. We went there like 3 days. He's just doing these things, and he likes it, I think. But he don't think bad as a bad. He just encourage himself for the game.
More Sporkle is what I would say. Kids TV show what do you mean matchup? I don't give a shit. Word builder. Oh no. Alliterative elements. Fuck off. Who won the Academy Award for best wardrobe? Can you type the letter of the image that answers each trivia question with the options increasing? The Mayans. Inca, Mayan, Aztec. I have to go through in my head. Which image shows a map of Europe in the 1880s? It's definitely A. Which image shows a famous painting made by a Dutch artist? I mean I don't 100% know. I would guess B. That kind of looks like a Rembrandt. Which image shows a World War II figure who led one of the Axis nations? Mussolini. Soldiers during the First World War. Now my first thought is C. B is definitely World War II. What's A? Maybe the American Civil War or something? I don't know what A is. US president whose surname is not Johnson. Well, this is Lyndon B. Johnson in C. I don't know who A and B are, though. I think it's A. Fuck. I don't know. Tough. Which image shows territory that once belonged to the Songhai Empire? I think Songhai was in Africa, right? Correct. An event that took place in the 1950s. Was the UN founded? Ooh. When was the Cuban Missile Crisis? That was the 60s, I think. The moon landing is definitely 60s. When was the polio vaccine developed? Fuck, don't know. And when was the UN founded? The UN, I would have thought, obviously it's coming after World War II, but is it coming right after World War II? My first thought is it's the polio vaccine, but I don't know. I think the Cuban Missile Crisis is the early 60s. It's definitely on the moon landings, and I'm going to go B. Let's go. Catherine the Great. Well, this is Queen Victoria on D. I think it's C.
This is Valorant.
Tierney Lorenz, thanks for the 16 months.
First sub as a UK resident. Hopefully I make it to the next.
What, I mean, Rishi's not here to cook you out anymore. Which image shows the modern day city where the gunpowder plot took place? Well, that one's nice and easy. Who was not assassinated? Well, Tesla, I don't think was assassinated, right? I mean, that would be strange if he was. Tesla is B. I don't know who D is. C is Trotsky. A is obviously Martin Luther King, and E is Rasputin, who were all assassinated. Oh, is that Franz Ferdinand? D? I don't know, is it? Anyway, it's Nikola Tesla. Jim shows the continent that is home to the regions formerly known as Biafra, Gold Coast, and the Orange Free State. That would be Africa. Jim shows an invention that did not originate in China. Ooh, I'm pretty sure fireworks did. Piano, don't know. Dominoes, I could believe that started in China. Chopsticks, who knows? Teapot, probably did. Compass. Ooh, tough one. Unless D is a trick and it's like secretly it's the chopsticks that weren't invented in China. My thought would be probably the piano or the compass. I'm going to say compass. Yeah, the piano it wasn't. Fuck. A former world leader from Pakistan. I can't say I know, if I'm being honest. I know it's not E. I would guess B. Fuck. It was D. Unlucky. The Boxer Rebellion is in China, no? Okay, 80%. Not bad. Not bad. And we're into map 2, and we get Phoenix.
Such an explosive start, but when it comes to the Jet, when it comes about having that impact, we already see what he was doing with the matchup.
Sorry, Pakistan. Anyone from Pakistan here?
He will find a way to disrupt you. But now, starting on the defense, I look back and I think about the match that we saw between these two. How well they were
Everton are 2-0 up.
How comeback would be a little bit more aggressive, but how
What the fuck is going on?
In those executes, having the timing against the Phoenix, Billy.
I think it was it Hailey Selassie?
Yeah, I mean, CGN had, even on their defense with this composition, they had some really nice set plays with that Omen Paranoia, with the flashes as well. Like, it was really, really nice to see them play. It's more mids that I'm concerned about going into this one, is how are they actually going to fight for that space? Because as you know, Abyss is a map where a lot of the teams are fighting from these extremities, whether it's the A site or the B site. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what lessons they've learned from the last time they played this.
Okay, it is time to jump into the map with our wonderful casters for today, Haza and Cairo.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, looked like the desk said it exactly as it is.
How's it going?
Lessons were taken away from this one from last time for CGN. The one map that Pacific
1-0 to
picked
Pacific.
up in their best of 3 during the opening round. Now in the best of 5, it is that much more important to try and cause an upset here, having lost your banker for this entire calendar year.
I mean, that's the key thing, right?
So what's the
Lotus
lore
never been
around
lost, finally
Vice?
you lose it. But
She was
that's the thing
trapped in
about
a...
CGN Hazard, they never seem to
in a-
be moved by it, right? They're able to bounce back.
What do
They
you
have
call
that
these things?
strong mentality, moving into Abyss, but they've lost it before to Pacific. That's the biggest
An hourglass?
mental challenge that
Is that the
CGN will
law?
have.
Massive start for the attack side. Flash ready. Pacific are the ones looking to be the protagonists here. The recon reveals nothing. They're already up close. Loiter is waiting
They're gonna
to go
miss this
with
timing.
Comeback by his side. A dangerous pair, a dynamic
Ooh.
duo. Comeback with 2 headshots.
Okay, comeback gets 2.
And he gets one back in the
4v3. And
conversation
did they
will
suppress
be
all of them?
on his
They
way
did,
towards
because
that
this
running
guy's
back. So for
sprinting.
that reason, the orb goes elsewhere. But
This
Rose
guy's
has already
sprinting
ran
and he
down
finds a
middle
kill.
and made it
Don't
worse.
peek out, man. You gotta
Doesn't get
learn to
any
chill.
better
4v2.
at all, but for the 2 remaining players,
You
Hazard
gotta learn to chill as well. Wait for this
dissecting
Cypher.
the different
But you kill him
angles.
anyway.
Anguist just moves in and almost makes it an aim labs challenge. That's it for Pacific Hazard, as simple as it gets. Loiter, the only one lost in that round.
And as I said before, not a single pistol round picked up the last time these two played. Pacific have 3 now and are well on their way. It's just the setup in main. They were so ready to go. And even
Watkins
though the
scored. I've
lead
got some
is
fucking
the
points.
position,
Let's
you're
go.
expecting CGN to slowly fill these gaps. It's where they begin a lot of their defaults. That A main space. Benny is from side to side trying to fill his pockets with orbs. Comeback's outlaw in mid though is the scariest of tests that have to be
Come on, a
passed by
Watkins
Element,
hat trick.
who's been
I almost
on
put
so
him as
far.
captain as well. He's my fucking vice captain. Fuck's sake.
Comebacks,
I
known
said I got
about.
fucking Salah doing
Just
fuck
gets rid
all.
of the camera, Hazard, but for the most. Oh,
We know these marshals can
It's
be a
nice.
threat.
He just set it up. Anguish is there. He's ready for the first duel. Uses the cam. Comeback forced to reconsider. Peeking onto a new angle. Element waiting. Just attack for now.
still they want to go forward, Hazard. They want to keep
Guy's
going.
just
and Benny's
rotating for no
on
reason.
phone, and if you're walking like that, you don't check
Okay,
the
big play
corners.
from
They're
this
supposed
is
to
a
be
great
the
play,
weaponry.
right? You get your
It's gonna
kill
be at the
and get out. I
advantage.
think maybe
It's one
someone
of the
fired
drawbacks
some
of the
shots
style
at
that
him.
they play. If you're not throwing util in the mix, you're going in dry.
Don't love this angle
Pacific there to punish you. Another angle held
because
from
of what you
Rose.
just
Was
saw.
stuck in the corner. Anguist had him there, but now revealed. Larrock can get in on the act and just wiping the floor with CGN. Loiter double kill. Davy can't reach the spike. His arms aren't long enough.
30 seconds left.
He'll try and peek again.
Okay,
but
good
it's very
start for
quickly shut
Pacific
down.
then, a
3 points
flawless.
at flawless, a great way to build into this bonus.
I mean, that's it. When you look towards when CGN play their attack as the key thing for the defense, just play that anti-contact setup, right? Pacific are just holding angles, waiting for CGN to walk into it. And CGN, they aren't using utility to move players off angles.
Something that Pacific were great at doing last time against CGN as well is just holding space before those retakes. I mean, right now, it's not even the issue.
That's a worrying
CGN
noise
haven't
being
put
made
them in a position
at
where they've had
2-0.
to fight for anything.
It's a weird trip.
mid left so open as well, with just Rose watching over it, and
You
for
got
how
two
Pacific
Guardians
played
here
this
as
on their
well.
defender's side so many times in that previous clash. Interesting to see nothing thrown their way just yet.
For mid Hazza, when it comes to this map, you only need to know
Executing without our
about
feet.
it till mid to late round. That's when it becomes most dangerous. As for CGN, the danger that they pose is on towards B. The Cypher setup is here. Everything
what,
ready
2
to
light
come
shields?
back to pounce.
Including our Jet, though.
Catch wind of those players well before the traps element just about ducking past, gives up the information. Jalasen in the cage.
He could pop out at any moment. He does, and he gets his timing. Just doesn't quite get the
needed
second.
that.
Vince does, and puts CGN one to the good.
But look at the damage. There is so much here on Vince, Element, players that you need to keep this space.
Big kill.
Pacific doing a decent job at backfilling it a little bit, but bodies on the site doing their job the opposite way.
Not ready yet.
But coming back in has that damage already poses a threat. Davih trying to tee players
Okay, Anguist
up
again.
now.
He's probably been their
They know
best
what
player,
it
I think,
is, right?
CGN
There's
overall.
not much that he can do here in a 4 versus 1 with time against him. A miracle has to be given from him, and he looks as if he's going to be able to do it. A TP towards top site, Element
Ambitious.
known about it, and CGN will get the first round.
I mean, look, a little bit of a silly TP from Loiter at the end there, but he doesn't really care. Everyone's about to rebuy, and you've removed a lot of the CGN arsenal. So this execute, fairly well dealt with from CGN, and yeah, they held on to the site, which is important. No advanced space, that's something we've got to be thinking about. Are they going to challenge towards B-Link in future? Because Pacific, when they've got the guns and players in position, have had a lot of life out of that.
And
Well,
the
looking
thing
quite
is, though,
sad.
CGN's comp has their ultimate cycle
Okay,
comes
Phoenix
up
will
the
one
fastest
off.
out of anybody, right? You've got 2 6 orb ultimates, and
They're trying to
right now,
deny this as
Pacific
best they
looking
can.
to try and contest those ultimate orbs.
Oh, well, look, with that flash coming through from Benny as well, you know where the Phoenix is early and where CGN are tailoring themselves. The fact that they've
Nobody
taken
got
the orb
back
control
across.
fully, in fact, means that Pacific should be reading into this B execute pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, Element's trying to walk up mid and pose a different
Now they
question.
double
mark,
push
a
this and you
different
just see a
question
drone
to
here.
Pacific, which is quickly
Jet should be
answered.
coming
Now
across.
straight in towards B, using that run it back to get rid of any Cypher utility, or perhaps get rid of Jalasen himself. It doesn't quite work out for them,
Okay,
but
he
they know where
survived.
the Cypher is. Spike down.
This flashback out of the smoke could be huge, but Jalasen's just walked straight past it. The full 9 yards!
Gets a second.
A double kill from Jalasen, and just like that, Pacific have
second
the
and they
numbers.
kill Benny on a
4-on-2,
trade.
CGN held
Oh, have you
back
not killed
again.
him?
Both of them revealed. It needs to be huge from Davih now.
Oh,
His
winnable.
Guardian will land the first blow.
They lost one of these
And there's
before.
damage on both of these players. A similar clutch created from him last time out on Abyss, and the spike needing to get halved means that he does have an opportunity
got
to
loads
beat
of time.
through, but into 2, it's
They did
taken
well.
away
Get
from
half,
him.
get off it.
Pacific extending their advantage in the gun rounds.
I mean, has a CGN first there, only one player. I mean, Rose comes in just to help at the last moment. For the most
Massive
part, though,
play.
like,
I mean,
not
just
knowing
sneaking
about
all the way in.
Jalasen, how do you not have an idea of where the mistakes are on your round, right? The gaps in your setup.
So much energy on the Pacific side of the stage as well, and you can see frustration creeping in.
Of course. Why would there not be? Like, a simple mistake like that, Hazza.
Not the position that you want to be in. Back down to pots and pans.
That's going crazy.
And as we said before, Pacific just feel like they have their finger on the pulse. They know exactly what's going on in terms of this macro from CGN.
I mean, that's the thing though, Hazza. With pots and pans, you can try and cook something up. Maybe not like that. Oh.
Yeah, not if you've not got any ingredients. And right now, CGN aren't exactly putting anything on the table. They are
Oh,
walking into
terrible
this fight.
angle.
That's what you've got Anguist for.
Don't
though.
put
He
yourself
does
in
hit a
against
shot onto
decos. Don't
Lotus.
put yourself in spots that
Weapon
you
can't
can't
be
move.
recovered, but the hat off his head means
Oh,
there
you
is
use
info
a
to
Cypher
go
ult
around.
3v4 and you've got
Not
one
spotting
gun.
anyone on B, but you'll expect the Cypher setup there.
I mean, they know exactly what they're dealing with now, CGN. The setup. Vince now tries
Oh,
to
they
look
come and
elsewhere,
double swing it. Nicely done.
But as CGN love to put power to their individuals are not putting power into the server at this moment in time. I mean, right now, Pacific
get that
are
gun
so
back and they
hungry for
know.
engagements, and they're backing it up time and time again. Vince gets the Guardian that was dropped, but this round should be over.
Should be dead in the water. Should be the operative word, because Vince has found a way back into it.
Flank.
Still 3 to pick up, and as you say, the flank is something to think about. Not for the moment. Larocque is the one on the site. Can't get past him, there's probably not a chance. Larocque, in fact, walks all the way back through security to make certain of this one. Vince allowed the plant, but that's where this one ends. End of the road for CGN on a round where they didn't really have too much going into it, but the plant, I think, is a best case scenario.
I mean,
do I like
CGN,
watching Abyss?
They're doing what we expect of them, right? They're playing all on the phone. Benny blinded up, didn't know where he was going. They tried to take these engagements in main and they just get punished.
Not really.
Their attack is starting to look more worrying. And I mean, you can see it. This is the thing, right? Everything being stacked up against Pacific.
Great timeout again, CGN. I always feel like in a best of 5, you never want to be the team that's like always starting down. Oh no, they don't take a timeout. You don't want to be this team that's always starting down, having to take timeouts at the start of every map. Like you're just starting rough every time. I think it just gets on you.
The adrenaline hit so hard, he didn't remember the first 2 games that he played. So coming through the lower bracket can have its positives. Right now, Pacific, again, just standardizing the setup. The only deviation.
Now this should tell them it's going to be a B hit. So now you just want to be patient. You want to actually tell them, let them plant the spike.
To this side of the map as well for Pacific.
Yeah, just make sure no one's coming here.
Get rid of the Anguist here as well when they come back.
Gets rid of the trip with the ult.
Oh,
you got to get a kill though.
Gives him a chance to just squeeze this back line, pushes into the crosshairs of Benny. A 3K for the captain, Larocque getting out of dodge, but comeback still lurking in the flank, and Vince in another clutch situation. This one well within his wheelhouse, but it's a precious situation
nicely done.
with how little space he
well
had
figured
to
out by
work
this
with,
KO as well to get out of there.
To add a 5th.
I mean, that's the thing. Benny buys them into the round with that 3-piece of his own, but with that, he also gives them something to work with in the next. That run it back, right? That's the key point moving forward. So good for faking out sides of the map.
Surely a timeout.
He does too. He's not a player who statistically you're going to be looking at as a main resource on this CGN side. But I think Steele said it the other day, if there was a stat for space gained, he would be top of the charts, because whether it's the ultimate or just simply going in and having a death which is tradable, it is a net positive value to the CGN side. Right now, they've not been able to get too much out of it.
I think for me though, Hazard, look towards
for me,
right. Pacific aren't holding
he gets some value from it.
And just committed one trip towards it.
You want to put your players in positions where they're comfortable, but he doesn't get enough value, and especially when we're doing shit like this, and you've got a Phoenix ult. Like, when you've got this ult, don't die first, right? You've got a Guardian, don't die first. When you've got this ult, because if we get the first kill and we end up in a 5v4, we essentially have a 6v4, right? And then if we've got a 6v4, we should win the round. So little shit like this, that's just not good enough.
In a world of hurt. There's another one. How on earth do they keep on doing this? Anguist peeking into multiple players, an element, the last one left, puts Davi in a 1v5.
And how have we not taken a time? This feels like we don't want to take a timeout because of what I said, where it feels bad to constantly be taking timeouts.
We've seen is a completely different kettle of fish, and right now Pacific are doing such a great job at containing these contact plays where CGN struggled. Now, yet to call the timeout, but one adaptation that they had consistently made when the guns came up was to just strike a little bit quicker. We saw it on Ascent, we saw it on Abyss.
Have you been playing Throw City recently, Vic?
Be a little bit more
I don't think I've seen you in there.
Right, Pacific and CGN have played each other a few times now, right? They're starting to understand how each other play, and Pacific, they just have everything that they need. I don't know, man.
Well, let's see it. Benny,
still no timeout.
Lets it rip. Run it back through, but
okay, we're running a big fake.
The situation so well. Here's Hunter's Fury traded that does deal extra damage. Information at a bit of a stalemate right now, and Davi does spot the TP towards spawn. So Pacific will be giving up the B site. They're playing for a retake, but again, look at this deep control that they have, and CGN backed up on the site solo.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You could tell from the way he was standing, it was always a free kill. That one was always free. I was trying to take a crazy timing as well. We maybe need a little time out here just to chill a bit.
A scoped weapon is not what you want to try and retake with, and it gets even worse. Now just left with LaRock trying to escape. CGN
we stabilize a bit. We kind of got them with the fake. And then we're all trying to play hero, we're all trying to win the round for Pacific. Our Omen's trying to TP, not thinking that they silver ulted and it's a fake, and so obviously he's going to run into trouble, can't do that. Even though he's with where the fake is, so he knows that that's happening. Just not really thought through. And then this Cypher just, I mean, just trolling. Just straight trolling.
Yeah.
I'm watching this.
Now you look at the changes set up. They're moving the traps.
That's what a pro game looks like.
Knowing that CGN was committing quickly to that side and actually committing a player now to mid.
Okay, enough lived there, and we're using knives here. That even if we lose, we can buy. Which is always important to survive your first loss run.
This time the cage is a little further forward, and CGN
Nicely
right
done.
at the throats.
Caught them completely off here with a fast exit.
He can deny this.
He's trying. Fragment in pocket.
Just didn't ping for him.
And land the shots. Elements still
Yeah,
so cheeky.
you might need a
Timing
timeout
here,
as well
Dash
because
can't
you're
get
just
round the corner
kind
quick
of
enough to
not
stop the drone.
thinking.
Instead, they settle on the site. It's another aggressive
Yeah,
post plant.
shit like this, where this is twice in a row. This guy is just. He's like tilted. He's like so focused on shouting at them that he's not thinking. What are you doing? This is what happens to Pacific. They play unbelievable for like a half, and then they just turn into a completely different team. Like they all just start thinking hero mode.
They are in motion on the attack side, and what that's come from is
It's like someone just said. Someone just said that in the chat that they look like a tier 1 team, and that's happened before in so many of these games, and then they just turn into pumpkins.
And then these post plants, they're stacking bodies on the site.
Why are we going alone then? Okay, that's a bit unlucky, I suppose.
But again, you take those.
Okay, timeout Pacific. Somehow Pacific have taken the first time out here. They should take a timeout because they're panicking.
It's a team of firsts, right? You look towards Pacific, their first time in Tier 2, the first time in Berlin in the Riot Games arena, the first time ever being this far, ever.
First time for CGN as well, and that's the important point to note. A year of firsts for them too. Knocked out of a DAC playoff stage. But then, from the play-ins onwards, they made it from the groups. They made it to their first ever final. They beat their first ever.
What does CGN even stand for?
A DAC team of that matter since 2022. And they'll be trying to match that effort here and make it a 4th one this year. A 4th final this year. Timeout
Cologne Gaming Network.
CGN
God,
will
that
set their
shit.
piece as well. Capio, Zesht, both involved. The guns that they have, it's a great opportunity to look in that 4th and match your tally for the last time they played on the same sides.
Sibeni G fucking sucks.
Both have neural
Good one,
thefts
Vic.
and the ultimate side of things. It's an equal footing, right? The only thing for Pacific has it. They're on those light shields. It shouldn't matter too much, but since the spam has been coming in from CGN through the smokes, I mean, that could be a deficit for them.
Who's the guy, the one guy on the Phantom?
But it's just meant to be Cologne, I see.
You know, he's
Still,
gonna get those
they could have
1
done better
points
than
when he
Network.
can. Guy does not play by the book. He's been berated for it before, but the results speak for themselves. They are here in Berlin. The top 3. Element trying to lead the line, be the point man of this push. He drops away as the drone comes in. CGN
Okay,
have
so they
managed
see
to take
Jet
the mid
and
control
Omen
for
in mid.
themselves here, though.
I mean, doesn't destroy the
It's ideally
drone,
where your
and
Jet
actually
would
gives
destroy it.
information towards Pacific. There's at least 2, maybe even 3 in mid. And now Pacific have to take note of
What?
Davi tries to hide behind a pillar, but it's like Shaq hiding behind a tree. You can see him.
Did Loiter even know? It's cerebral stuff has come back. Collects one
No
more,
way there's a
finds
place called
5-on-3.
Cologne.
CGN bring a slow pace to
Is
the
that a
round
joke?
where they expect Pacific to have shuffled the deck, but the setup is very much the same. You had the push and pull in mid, they reinforced A main instead, and it's been such a staple for them so far. It feels like if ever
Wait till I tell you
Vince
there's
get
a
that
place
early
called
control,
Sandwich.
the round is all but won.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
Vince getting that pick now puts Anguist in a really good spot, right? Because now all attention towards the B side, or it should be. Rose looks away, but
What a crazy
Jalarson
kill.
gets that pick, activating the neural theft, and now things get worrying. Anguist is in the back lines, and Rose has to give up his position that should allow the spike to go down.
Anguist has to be advanced here. He's just holding them back completely by himself. So much to do with three
Oh, the
players close
timing.
up.
The timing's insane.
Oh my god, Angus.
Plays a CGN in. Now down to
Oh,
1v1.
both 1
Captain
HP.
sees himself, and Rose knows exactly where he is. One shot dart, and
Oh!
it doesn't land, and the hot hands
Oh!
find Benny in, but it's Rose instead.
Oh my goodness.
Advantage to Pacific.
Benny would have wanted to be Mr. Fantastic there, but couldn't find it, and Pacific takes 7.
There's a place
huge
called
clutch
fucking everything? Where's
from
fucking
Rose.
everything?
They had the numbers, and the big thing for me here is even just in the details of how CGN take the site. Benny's putting his blaze wall up for once. We didn't get all too much of that. The utility was good. Yeah, then you've got Vince taking a backside peek by himself. Things start to fall apart. It gets isolated. Sure, that's where Anguist then begins to thrive again. But other than that, I don't know. It's like
Now
CGN
timeout
succeed for
CGN.
the same reasons that they fail. That's the thing.
A massive win. That felt like a massive swing right there. 3v2 into a 2v1. Into an L. That's tough. Yeah, I didn't know that Zesh was the CGN coach either, Magnum. Can't get over him saying like Shaq hiding behind a tree. I mean, some trees are pretty big. I think Shaq could hide behind some trees. Wait until I say that there's a place called Your Mom's House. Chat has been there a lot recently. Wow. Good one. You got me. Wow.
Really a situation here. Just at a moment's pause.
Vic, you can't say CGN fans and players all look like basement dwellers. I even think, like, look, a lot of people in here, lots of people can say lots of things. I feel like that's too much, honestly. You're getting 10 minutes for that. Think about what you just said. You too, Sapphire. CGM fans are eating the dogs. See, now that's the way you do it. Elevated showing his age there. He's showing his
Right, VRL
he's showing his wisdom.
Get told off for calling it a regional league these days, but Pacific certainly up to the
CGN are eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
An extended timeout, a break in play, and we're right back to it. CGN with that run it back online, and Benny is always the one that you've got to be looking at. They want more of this quick execution, or so it would seem. All 5 players right at the gates.
Yeah, straight towards B. Typically
Okay, just
the
a
most
straight B
vulnerable
exec.
on Abyss, and where teams look to exploit time and time again. I mean, the Cypher setup being there makes this even better. Should do. And CGN has they wait for Pacific to peek into them and punish. That's an issue that Pacific had before. You saw it so far back to the playoff stage in Turkey. Peeking into the setup sometimes when the execute was coming through, and CGN reap the rewards. They have the numbers and they have the post plant. Anguis, another, and he gets out of dodge.
Okay, just the straight B exec work.
What does Loiter have, right? I mean, I don't even
Game
know
sound low. Well, the other. This is a stupid. This is America's fault for making me turn it down for Americas. Because Americas was so loud.
This one will be a smoke dropped on the site to sell the fake that he would try it, but even he knows this is one where you are well outmatched. And now the money for Pacific into this last round, where they'll be looking to reach the same tally that they took the previous time out on Abyss. Settled
And now our money's not even going to be that good.
Rounds, I must repeat, it starts to get a little bit more scary for them here.
Straight B exec only work because Pacific peaked out. Yeah, have you seen this team play?
Now we're talking about, do you want to go up against a confident
I mean, to be fair though,
Pacific,
what are you doing?
But
that guy in particular doesn't give a shit.
Pacific, right?
That guy's got the kind of like Jing gene of like, he just loves being dead. Yeah, we got a sheriff here. Well, one off a lot of ults as well.
CGN often the punchline, but they're the ones who've stripped
Can't
the
wait
gloves
for another
off
bad
now
Phoenix ult.
and are starting to send haymakers Pacific's way. They need some kind of X factor on this round, the Turks, because it is
Okay,
a
lot of
stinger and
Sova util
Sheriff
used
amongst
early. It's often a sign of a
batch
fast round.
rifles. Then again, as long as Comeback has a gun in his hands,
the
he
drone
seems
comes
to have
back
been
though,
good
they don't
enough.
see
And
anything.
is stationed closer towards the B side of the map for a
What's he
second
got, just a
round in a
stinger?
row. Can he have his imprint this time?
Yeah, look how
Bro's
tightly
rubbing his eye.
fitted those two trap wires are. It's Benny who's got rid of both, and still the thing is though, has a Jalasin hiding towards danger, but he won't be dangerous anymore. Still even in this round, and as they try to get in, it gets more and more
Did not have the right gun for that.
They've been over peaking for the past 2 rounds, and finally CGN are able to punish. We head into post. Didn't feel like a mistake that they were going to make, but this round is still very much alive. Larak on the back lines, the Clutch King arriving in Berlin.
No
2
way.
picked up from him.
What is my Omen doing? What is my Omen doing?
To their main man now.
What is he doing?
33 clutches and counting this calendar. This would need to be the biggest yet to bring them to the same tally that they enjoyed last time out on Abyss. Hazard, there's a crossfire here. This should never be in Laroc's hands.
What is he doing? What are you doing?
Better than the last
How many times is he
time
just gonna randomly fucking TP across there and realize that it's not a good idea? That's less than a ranked match. That's like a joke custom with your friends.
After this break.
That's Throw City when it's 12-0.
Good half, boys.
These nuts jokes allowed here? Depends. That depends on how good it is. If it's a good one, then yes. That EMEA caster Zesht? Well, he's not anymore. If I'm 18, I join Liquid and make them great again. I will save them from the transgender aliens. They need more. They need saving from more than just the transgender aliens. Liquid are eating the dogs. I will save the pets. Good, that's what they need.
attacks creep in to Pacific's game.
Why do you think they got rid of
CGN,
Yampy?
their game plan starting to
Constantly
come into
barking.
full flow, Hazza. That's the
Because
thing.
they're eating the
Start to
dogs.
play in towards that. Pacific have to regain. But listen, second half, it always starts off with a pistol, right?
Okay, big
You'd
pistol.
hope so. Definitely something in the water. If not, it's been a strange start to the series. CGN losing a map which they hadn't for the whole year into Abyss Pacific. They start strong, as you expected, that confidence boost going a long way. But veterans on these kinds of stages, those German grand finals of which they have all too many, starting to prove its worth now. It's a very spread default from Pacific. They are just trying to find what CGN are up to, but it's next to nothing. I mean, the Elements playing
With the way this
massive
guy's
off
playing,
the
this Rose
contact of
guy,
the camera from Anguist and
fortunate.
just misses his timing on Rose. The rest of the players of Pacific are starting to head this way. CGN, they have the
There is like 2
information
players
to
here.
make
Keeps
a
missing
gamble
him as
on,
well.
but they're not going to go for it. Anguist is playing off Element. The Cam watching an empty mid at this point in time. Finally, he'll hit the
The
shot.
buzz angle is just too
Comeback is
strong.
gone. And Pacific are slow to follow this one up.
I think that was
It
just
is
a spam.
laboured to get into the site.
Spammed
Element
back by Element.
re-peeking through the smoke.
Should have
And
this now.
twice the numbers now for CGN. They still got bodies on the site, and Pacific can't route them
And that
out.
was
Element
probably a
will not
mistake, but
stop. And
got
Vince
away with it.
has put the finishing blow. That is a 6 for CGN and their first pistol of the series.
I mean, that's the thing for me, Hazza, that CGN are absolutely excellent at, is playing off one another, right? I mean, we've seen it so many times before. How many rounds have you watched where you say, CGN, there's no way that they win this, right? And then they somehow manage to
Okay,
combine together.
good for CGN. We got a game perhaps, 7-6. And Pacific again. To me, they've only got themselves to blame. They were in complete control of this game and then lost their fucking mind.
Towards the end of that first half, 4 of those 5 rounds that we saw.
Only got themselves to blame. This could have that easily could have been a 9-3 half again, and they're sailing. Instead, they end 7-5. You start making some very, very sloppy mistakes. And all of a sudden, it's going to be 7-7.
As well, because there's absolutely zero up front. It is a full set of classics, not even a Marshal, a Sheriff, of which we've seen so often. Anguist picking one up onto Loiter, and it'll go eerily silent. There is simply no follow-up because they're hoping that they'll get a gift.
I mean, right now you can see where the priority lies in terms of ultimates for Pacific. It's on that Hunter's Fury of Rose. He's picked up both ultimate orbs so far as well. They look to now pivot into the B execute, but they've left Hazza Larocque towards the A main side.
Still waiting for an opening, something to fall into their hands. Will be without the spike, and actually Anguist would need to cross to deny this. So extra credit, that's
The
something
timing of that.
will fall, and they should all duly collapse and crumble. Pacific trying to build sand without any water, nothing sticking here except the spike plant. Come back. The damage from the classic is not very
Trying
much.
to
and he has
build
cross to
sand.
danger now across 3 players and a molly if there's any chance. He'll get nothing. Benny snatches it
No
away.
kills,
and that
flawless.
is the scoreline tied. Flawless, huge going into the bonus.
For the most part though, Hazza, right, that round in terms of damage was a failure, but in terms of information collecting and what the protocols are for CGN, massive, right? Like the way they execute in towards B, they leave Larocque to luck in towards A. They can see if maybe, like in future rounds, is the fake going to be worthy? Is that going to be possible? Not only that, they've got ultimate orbs down, and I mean, as I said before, the priority on the ultimates. Look at Rose.
One away from the Hunter's Fury. We've seen Pacific a lot of times as well try and take this mid space. They didn't do too much of it on the defense, but on the attack, they're already right in and amongst it.
In a lot of trouble here.
CGN not playing with it, Cam left there, but this is where the ult comes in. Rose liking to use this towards upper if he can get his hands on it, and it's just going to make that split much more
well played
effective.
by
But
Larocque.
Larocque reads this one ahead of time, ahead of the play. Davi gone, and now the prerogative put on CGN to make something happen.
Yeah, Benny just collects the Bulldog.
left on the floor. As for now, though, Hazard, Pacific, as you said, still looking to execute towards the A side.
So they get a round 3 silver roll. Send it in. Doesn't find anyone.
And Benny still lies as the lone soul holder, but he won't get anything done at all.
So now keeping everyone alive will be pretty good.
What can they find?
Although of course the 2 guys who are hit just fucking send it forward anyway.
Some of these weapons as well as Pacific look to build back into this and a half where they struggled last time. Something they weren't without though, spike plants, getting into the site. Only a handful of times when CGN could actually shut them out. It was the retakes. But they had a lot more success.
Big flank. Could have drafted over the
Just a little deviation here to even introduce the Hunter's Fury towards backside, group up as 5 and play through main instead of trying to complicate it and spreading yourself thin. It's a foolproof game plan.
Just run away from him, not towards him. Wes, thanks for the 28 months.
What happened to Lev? Did I win? Did I get VIP?
An element is left with nothing.
Yeah, you're probably just going to jump off of the edge, right? No, he actually keeps on to the Guardian.
Steady.
No, I just meant like in terms like you're probably wanting the rifle, like the Vandal or whatever.
That's tough.
For the next round.
Where's the fittings left? That's tough.
It was very like
saving Guardians. I think it's the correct play.
They almost like told CGN what was happening.
Sure. Yeah, Pacific were very
Still, that's big for Pacific though, because even if they lose this round now, they'll still buy. And again, as I say, as long as you can survive your first round loss bonus, you're normally okay. Because then at least you can buy, you know, stingers. You'll probably have like a bulldog in there or something. You know, maybe a guardian. Like you'll have some chance in a round. You know, you won't be like on full ghosts if you're on a second loss bonus.
So the situation as it is now, a bolstered B defense. You lose the round, you lose the game. It's an FPS game. Sticks around towards A.
I can't believe they put an entire region on one team.
That's a good joke with the Monarch. That's a great one. Thanks for the 4 months. I think it was.
Just to play this total retake, right? Benny's still sticking around, and that's
Here we
the
go.
thing that worries me.
That was the thing before. His decision making. Did he want to stick or twist? Hold the site. Give up the space entirely, and that's what he's got to try and do now. Pacific again grouping for their full execution.
Waiting for this smoke probably.
And it is only going to be Benny here for the time being. Vince's legs aren't going to carry him fast enough, and in fact Benny has decided better of it. So he drops back and we go 5v5.
I mean, powder keg placed firmly in this round has it.
Wow, they're gonna.
And when does it blow? Well, it looks as if it is.
Take this space
Pacific
too.
Pushing the boundaries of CGN setup and trying to upset this retake. Holding on towards the heaven position is such a key win condition if you can grab it.
Comeback tucking in the corner. This Cam will take contact before him. He's got Loiter there with him there as well. And Larrock's holding on to the side.
But everyone here died.
3 from CGN to retaliate.
The other guy needs to not show himself. Might not even need to. Holy fuck. Holy shit.
Don't call it a comeback. The Turkish talent has been here for years.
I mean, that is sensational. We talk about.
Have you watched playing other region sessions? I've already been doing Americas. Some of it.
A sole win condition.
I'm gonna do every final.
My God, man.
Pacific will do some of as well. Some of the games start at 5 AM, so I won't be doing every game, but we'll be doing some of them. Cinco Twitch, thanks for the 10 months.
When did Ron Weasley's dad move on from Quidditch to Valorant?
One man made all the difference. Comeback, one of the few players who will be eligible, of course, for the EMEA League next year.
Oh, man.
And on the books of many, when you consider the history that we have with these lower finals as well. It's not a guarantee at this point in time.
I mean, the thing is though, Hazza, we still have academy teams coming into next year. That's a big thing to consider.
Liquid signed this kid and ruin his career. Sad. So which players again? Obviously they're Rose, I can kind of tell. Who's their other player that they'll get to keep? So it's not comeback. I'm gonna guess it's this guy with the beard. Yeah. Now for these other 3. Are any of them 17 going on 18? You know what I mean? That like will turn 18, kind of a Woot situation.
Pacific again 5 strong this time.
Please don't say anything with Turkish people.
Smoke,
Well, I guess I'm gonna say it's the one who looks like an adult rather than the 3 that look like children.
Quickly dealt with. Dappy through the smoke. The tags will help, but how much more can Benny do with this lease on life that he's been given? Nothing.
How about that?
Pacific find it all and get that spike down again with the numbers up. It is just rinse and repeat.
Tez, oh, it's so firmly in Pacific's favour, but if there is anyone who could be the person to come back in, it's Element. He has the rifle, can win that first fight. The most important
Okay, 10-7.
Anguish now only on a Marshall. And
I mean, but look, they could sign
Sheriff of
Kiwi,
his own, his
right? You
pocket
can start
anyway.
there. There's another Turkish
Find
player
the
who's
fastest
good.
he can. Like, this is something that could be worked with, and will the rest of the players remain in main? Have they not wanting to give any scraps to him?
Larrick has the fragment here as well to just drop this down into a snail crawl. 3 players should peek him.
Any upcoming
Sure,
cracked
Rose
players
is
that I've seen across Americas and
isolated, but the
EMEA.
rest do their job. Double digits
Most of this
Pacific,
team.
3 away from that second
Apex
map.
is mostly players that you'll know, to be fair, but
I mean,
Kayak
3
is
away
obviously...
is a
Kayak will
gap
be in
from
tier 1
CGN to
no matter what
Pacific as
happens.
well. That's the other thing to consider. But again, we have to talk about the state of the game.
Anguished
and what
is
it
quite
looks
good.
Like. Element has picked up the up for the first time coming into the next round, Hazza. But for me as well, you've also got to be considering the ultimates and what's coming online and what
Who's
is
been good in Americas? Quite
most of them.
some of the 2G players, even though they've choked,
Element's got to make this op sing.
but some of them could probably be in tier
Best
1.
did come back in the majority of the opening duels. Turkish player only found a
Get Adverso
single
back.
scoped weapon kill back
Problem
against
is there
him.
isn't many LATAM slots,
kill, I should
especially
say,
if
at that
Lever
time,
going
so
international.
Chance to shine for the serve, but he drops away.
Oh.
And the plays, they're no better.
Benny left
He's
all of
got
his
a
own
judge.
Hazza. He can't get anything. CGN so late to the party.
So both teams just finding the
Coming back
weaknesses,
in,
just do straight
what do they
BX6.
have?
They got
I
the
mean,
good
now
plant
all
as well.
the utility should
Your
be
boys just got a
online,
judge.
But remember,
Ooh.
there's still a judge on site. That's the worrying thing. And CGN have no notes about it. They have no idea.
Comeback with this judge is still such a scary prospect. As I said before, he
Oh,
just
you
needs
gotta
a
win
goal
that,
in his
though.
hands, but Vince will loosen that grip. Death itself greets him. And a smoke down will make this spike diffuse easy, but not when the shocks are in play.
Hazza the flank as well. Jalarson's coming straight in.
He's getting primed in position.
Spam.
Angus knows it, but what can they possibly do? Reveal between.
How have they not killed the guy who's
He
revealed?
stuck it down to half. He's straight back on it. The flank comes
Oh,
up.
they got him
trumps.
eventually.
Jalarson, the last man standing. Pacific
And a
with
big
an
win,
11.
Pacific
And with
11-7.
that, the buy is gone.
Hazza a massive round. And the thing about Jalarson is the meaning of his name as well, Hazza. The boy who means greatness, and he brings greatness into such a key round here.
Enemy down. Shot down.
Breaks the bye. That's going to be massive for Pacific coming through.
Absolutely huge. What a round to win. CGN backed up to the wall right now. 5 rifles online.
Now
It's
you're
the
on a
blades in
Nico
Element's
again.
hands that you've got to look at being able to do something. Fast play called, revealed, but no kill. And now they know he's empty-handed and has got to try and escape with his life, which he does a valiant job at doing so. But that was your chance, and you put Rose down to 8, but he's still got a drone.
So
He
now you
still
just
has
got
his
a
recon,
classic
and
here.
if you want to drop the ult from the back lines, then go ahead.
It's up to Anguist. All alone on B. Element's going to be here soon.
This
and
guy
they'll-
loves just popping
Anguist
up, so
can't
that
quite
one
get
wasn't
out.
that bad though.
Element can at least
Although-
try and rescue the Guardian. Gets it after the 3rd attempt, but the players are in. The utility sent forward, and Element still
Nice
standing
trade.
strong. He's got
Nice
something
Phoenix
to work
flash.
with, and
Oh, good
Benny
trade.
compounds it. There is a real winning chance in this round, but the Neuro's best
shot.
is probably the thing that looks to upset it. No, it's Element.
Big kills from Element. That's the numbers. Pacific now on the prowl, looking to hunt. They're getting more aggressive. Snatcher Larson alone.
Okay, CGN with a big eco. Felt again a little out of control here for Pacific. Right, we got guys just kind of charging up on our own with Cypher ulting and planting at the same time. Doesn't really make sense. Whenever you hear that Cypher ult, they're gonna swing something. like, you know, before they get revealed, that's generally what's going to happen. Either they're going to be like back here, or they're going to swing something.
Into this, right? They've got one round in. Again, as I keep saying, it's about stringing these rounds together and getting the momentum at your back.
That's a big eco, though. I mean, this guy picking up the Guardian.
Such clean shots from Element.
They're whipping the knives.
Turning up when needed. He's a player who, when he plays well, everyone else on CGN plays well. So involved in the comms, so vocal, a big driving force behind them doing well. So now putting himself positive with some of these ults online as well, when you consider the fact that Pacific threw the Hunter's Fury at that, Rose still getting the value despite how low he was.
Phoenix ult here as well. You've now got the ult advantage.
What can they do here? It's another mid-Inquisition, but this time it's a lot lighter on the CGN side.
Money's pretty good as well now.
Oh, he's actually just caught the second player the other side. For you know, there's a bigger presence than just the sole player that was in spawn.
And honestly, I like this from Element too. Something that their DAC counterparts, Mao's doing a lot, layering that jet with a peak on top of the Cypher utility. You see him there, but do you expect Anguis behind this? And for Pacific right now, as the default continues, it is Rose just selling a fake. You don't often see them
B
occupy
hit. I mean,
A
we've had a
main
lot of
any
B
later
hits
than
in a
the
row.
first 30 seconds if they're not executing.
But again, pressure here from the Sova. I feel like these are too obvious personally. This Sova drone with nothing else here. I think you got to put at least a smoke somewhere here.
But actually, Davi was starting to rotate. Benny gets to run it back, but I think has it yet? No, he's still got it. Straight into the site.
What are we doing?
Kill. Can he get more? No. The Hunter's Fury perhaps could have. And look at this. They're one
But
to
again,
the
the
good.
Sova gets a kill. Feels like all the Sova get a kill. Don't really know. They felt like they were waiting there for that Phoenix ult. I think honestly him waiting confused them. I think it confused them.
Out in main, 20 seconds
The
left.
fact they didn't see him straight away.
Another one of those big asks.
CGN holding onto the backside space,
Okay, so
pushing.
just a save.
And
And he can buy one more. They're one light.
The ult, goes for more fights. It's all good. His job is done. And Vince there, not taking any extra peeks, is really what you want to see because the rotate was coming in. They had the space. They just needed to engineer the retake, and it works. Larrock able to keep the Vandal just about around the corner, and Pacific call time on this one. Things starting to get a little bit scary. 4 wins on the bounce, and all of a sudden CGN come back with resistance of their own.
You can understand it, right? Like the momentum slowly building. I know it's only 2 rounds, but
Now it's
sometimes
gonna
that
be
can
harder.
be enough to start the fire, right?
Ooh. Interesting from Benny. Said now it's going to get harder, and that is...
Okay, 11-9. Pacific take a timeout. There's been a lot of B hits in a row. Probably try some kind of mid default, I would have thought. Most likely. These guys look happy though.
Still here, raising the roof and trying to make their impact felt to their players on the other side of the server, of whom they have followed from either end of the country.
Yeah, I mean that's
to what could be the end of their campaign this year.
One game to decide it all for your year. Every match that you play is essentially a grand final, from the lower bracket all the way to the grand final. Now, here we go.
Okay, they actually
Straight
don't
back
buy.
in. A little bit of a different buy from Pacific, but there's still things that they can work with, and they set their eyes solely on mid.
This time it's the cam, but also Davi there following it up. So both ideas presented, and as soon as Pacific flush him off the angle, you're probably not expecting Anguist's utility to be here as well. Similar setup towards B, and look, Pacific have found so much value out of taking this space and putting those backstabs in, but there's not really enough pressure from Rose in main.
It's always going to be a mid after what they've just done.
As a CGN, Benny, they need to find a way to fight out of this, or else it's going to end up
3v3
being
though.
a disaster. It doesn't end up being too bad.
They have
And
the
it's
guns.
not Rose in the end, really, that has to be the distraction. He is the one who's then buying in off the pressure of his teammates through middle.
Right, let's look at the post plan.
Someone has to go this side, surely.
2
It's
players
planted here.
towards main, and Rose is invested
through for a late flank. CGN slowly make their way on towards that site, and remember, the spike plant certainly isn't in the best spot for them to try and get the things.
Need to not die there. That's
Kill,
what I mean. Why are you?
Rose is coming into play. He knows exactly where the players are, and the trigger discipline is working against CGN.
Nicely done by
It's
Rose.
perfectly played. He's given all the information to LaRock, who's playing on main. A tap of the spike, trying to bait out the peaks. It's not working. Time is going against them. Pacific look to get it done. Davy has no time to get it. It will be Pacific.
Nicely played by Pacific. Nicely played by Rose.
Map point.
And a huge map point to pick up because there's breathing room between the two now. Benny said things
Did
were going
Watkins
to
score
get
again?
hard.
2-2?
And I'll tell you what, they weren't out of the woods and they still aren't here. Looking at the next round, I mean, what they bring to the table, it'll certainly be interesting when we get to that point because I'm seeing 2 ops getting selected, but for this one, yeah, it was an eco, and the big thing for Pacific is they just set the post plant up from both sides. They had the flank coming in, and they got the absolute most out of it. Rose, again, doing it all.
Okay, 3 chances to win. Oh, leg shot.
Doesn't quite get the
Oh,
way he was looking for and has to give everything up. Vincent, Element, they're so under pressure.
Oh.
The nature of spec was being put forward. This is such
Nice
an
flash.
explosive take by Pacific, and they just seem to be hitting their shots every time.
It's one thing to buy 2 ops, but you don't want them both in the bloody retake, so Element
Oh, they got
and
off the-
Davy are really going to struggle to get things going here.
Okay, GG.
And Pacific
2-13-9.
There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Benny, the last one
GG.
standing. He will fall. 13 for Pacific.
Double op last round? That's tough. 13-4. 13-4? 13-9. 13-9. 2 in a row. Just tell me who scored for Villa. Oh, the FPL app will probably tell me quicker. This will probably tell me quicker. Villa versus Everton. Watkins double goal. We're back. We're so back. I knew it would pay off. God, my team's awful. Okay. Oh, I wanted to do increasing options, yeah. Let's do these quizzes. A skyline of Rome, I assume, is A. Spanish coat of arms is A. I didn't know I had the thing. Which image shows a map with the city in a wrong position? Pretty sure that's B. Dusseldorf. I've been to Dusseldorf Airport. Which image shows the Dnieper River? Oh, well, it's not this one. It isn't that long, is it? I'm going to go C. The Matterhorn, I'm pretty sure is C. It's on Toblerone, right? This is in Poland, so it should be A. Which one comes first alphabetically? North Macedonia, Estonia, Moldova, and Hungary. So it should be Estonia. What's not in the UK? Well, this one isn't. It's in Lisbon. Didn't know. Which image shows the person for whom the current city of St. Petersburg was named from 24 to 91? I'm going to guess that was Leningrad. A road sign from Ireland. Well, it won't be Eindhoven or Copenhagen. This looks like it'd be Iceland. But it's not you. Oh, from Iceland. I thought it said Ireland. I was going to say, fuck, I have no idea. C. C is from Iceland. That's A. That was kind of cursed. Blue Portugal. Furthest south. Well, it's not Ireland. I'm going to guess this is Finland. Southern Italy. Has to be southern Italy, surely. Which image shows the Sagrada Familia? Is that what this is called? I think it is, right? This is the Church of Spilled Blood. Which is a fucking sick name, isn't it? Switzerland. This one is jumping out to me as correct. This is Iceland. This is Kosovo. This is Sweden. This is Lithuania. And this is... I first thought it's Belarus, but I don't know. What's A? Which was not formerly a part of Yugoslavia. Again, like, ask. This is again like it probably wouldn't be £1 million question, but give me this as like the £250,000 question, right? Which of these countries was not a part of Yugoslavia? It's obviously Liechtenstein. E. Look at me go! Look at me go! Oh, Africa will be tougher though. Mount Kilimanjaro. A? What's further west? I think Ivory Coast is further west. Dar es Salaam. I'm gonna go A. Fuck, it's in Tanzania. Didn't know. Island nation B. Comoros. The desert furthest north. The Namib Desert, I would assume, is in Namibia. The Nubian Desert, I think, is more north than the Kalahari Desert. That looked like Sudan. Southern Rhodesia was what Zimbabwe was called. What are their I don't think Bloemfontein is a capital. Fuck, it's Johannesburg. Fuck you. Portuguese is Angola's language. What's not in Africa? Where's Petra's in Jordan, isn't it? Is that Petra, though? Oh, that isn't Petra. Is it? What's A? I mean, A. See, you'd think that this, like, it maybe doesn't look that big, but then see these people here. That's fucking massive. This door is just like, you know, 30 feet tall or something. What is A? If this is Petra, because Petra isn't just the one place. There are multiple parts to Petra. But I don't know if that is. But I don't know what this is either. This looks like it could be Singapore or something. But if this is meant to be Petra, which I'm going to guess it is, because I don't know of anything else that's like that. But yeah, it's in Jordan. Uganda's national animal is a bird. I think it's whatever this is. D. A grey-crowned crane. Banknote from Ethiopia. I think this is Haile Selassie. So I would assume it's him.
Valorant.
Heritage.
Leia Realms, thanks for the 12 months.
TV, have you ever gone into labor?
I can't say that I have ever gone into labor, no. Not contain part of Africa's
TMV,
coastline.
look at Discord DMs PLS.
Oh, bear with me. Well, this definitely is. This I can't say I fully recognize. This looks like Northern Africa and Italy there. This is West Africa. This looks like the south of Africa, but it could... it might not be. A I don't recognize, but let's go A. A was Venezuela. Country that borders the Central African Republic. It's not Kenya, and it's not Angola, it's not Zambia. It won't be Sudan. I'm pretty sure it's Niger. It's not? It is Sudan? Fuck. Sudan is very... I would have thought it was South Sudan. Like, in my head. In my head, I was thinking... it'll probably be South Sudan that borders the CAR. But I guess Sudan's still pretty big. Nigeria. Probably not this one. Don't think it's by Victoria Falls. Doubt it's this. Just because Nigeria... I would think A. Just based off where Nigeria is. What it kind of... But it could be this. But I'm going to go A. Fuck, that's Cote d'Ivoire. Which image shows a country whose capital city starts with the same letter as its country? I'm terrible at capital cities. Don't have a fucking clue. I'm just going to guess Mozambique. Oh! Look at me go.
Like maybe with the
Hey TMV just moved into uni accommodation and there's tons of posters around here advertising the local Communist Party. Should I attend a meeting just to see what it's like?
Floritus just sent me this on stream, so listen up. Hello, TMV. We need you to say something on stream as we need subs for the Throw City Clash. No guarantee of playing. You need to be available on the 28th and 29th of September, as well as the 5th and 6th of October. That is the 28th and 29th of September, plus the 5th and 6th of October. EMEA only. Apply through the entry sheet. Type in !TCC in the Twitch chat. Or if you're on YouTube, I don't know. Come to the Discord. Ask Ping Floritus. Or Magnum. Oh, I was writing on the screen. Oh shit, I forgot I was full screen. That is the 28th and 29th and the 5th, 6th of October. This is September. !TCC. Watkins, you donkey!
just top the rush and just also lock positions in attack. So
you just missed a fucking sipper.
I mean, you haven't played Bayern, but you're a Sage connoisseur, I feel like.
Exactly.
Oh, you idiot.
On the wall. Let's see.
Yeah, I hope we do. I hope we do.
You have to rate them if they do.
And on the other side, too, Billy, do you want something out of PCF?
Who is Watkins? Ollie Watkins. Played for England.
Like, I don't know what to expect from PCF.
Plays for Aston Villa. He's in my fantasy team.
Typically, you'd run like a double controller on this map, right? I don't see PCF running double controller.
Do you need to pay as a sub?
Like
if you get in, I would assume so, but maybe not. But if you're a sub to TMV, then you don't need to pay. That's also a thing. If you're sub to TMV or a member on YouTube, you don't have to pay. Oh, the local Communist Party. Yeah, let me talk about that. Sure, go. It sounds interesting, to be fair, even if you're not into communist politics. I'm always interested to see, like, what... I would ask their take on Stalin. And ask their take on Lenin. Lenin, they're not going to be pro Stalin, surely. But they might be pro Lenin. I'd be interested in that, personally. I don't think it's wise to be. Define communism. Oh, I don't think that's really for me to define. I don't think I'm qualified enough to define communism for you in a succinct and correct manner that would... I would say it's probably a political system based upon the ideals of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. But...
teams have a negative win rate overall playing this map. This is free ground, right? This could be anybody's map. There's no way to call it. And what a way to be a potential decider.
Pacific yet to find a consistent solution to this one. So if there was any time to
look at my
patch those holes right now,
I would say I'm
not just paper over the cracks,
okay.
It would be here. Immediately in the center of the map, you can see Jules getting ready to be taken. Finally,
I
the
used to be
pin
better.
called. The nade drops
Nicely
into
done.
onto Vince, and he's out of there.
Great start by
Lovely
Pacific.
combination of utility, but CGN aren't done here. Looking to send their way up A through the back or the cover of the wall. They've even got control of lamps. Pacific now corralled into the back of the site, but Hazard, they need to be careful.
Okay, Angrist again with a big kill. Nice nade, big kills. Good start for CGN. Again, they haven't started a map or worked very well. The Wolves Classic.
Sheriff into the hands of Jalarsson can be a problem. Has the incendiary to try and clear out
I
a
already
little
like
bit more
this
of the
guy.
space, but Larok's utility is the big one. Dizzy and the wingman, so important to help shift the odds in their favors and tilt the scales.
That Dizzy has been
Still has wingman?
talking about, and well, here we go, straight on the spike. Larok already getting
No
the
way.
first 2 kills, but they've not thought about element. Jalarsson
Oh my god, he
into the
wins
fight
it. Oh
and
my
wins it
god,
past
guys.
up
You
for
can't
Pacific.
lose that
Another
round, man.
round
What was that,
slips the
4v2?
hand of CGN.
And that's now 5
3-2.
pistols that Pacific have been able to take throughout this series. 4, I should say. CGN only getting their first in the previous map, and I think that says a lot as well when you consider the fact that the momentum has always been such a big thing for this incredibly young
It was
team.
Consa.
New to the stages this
It was
year,
not.
and the early util combo as well. Such a nice
was
read on the
Duran.
situation. Getting the most out of their Gecko for the retake. Everything falling into place now.
Watkins get an assist, though?
Sheriffs to try and offset that.
Jalarsson up against the, in fact, I don't
No, he
think
just
won
shot from
stick
long
around.
range.
Looks like
Fucking
it.
hell, what a goal.
Spectre out. Can wins the first fight.
Everton have lost another 2-0
Dammy didn't
lead.
know,
Holy
was he,
shit.
wasn't he?
Being an
Ends
Everton
up
fan is
going
tough.
down. Another player who was a hot prospect for CGN to pick up. You've got to think this is the furthest he's ever been. Even that run with Saul last year, one of the few
good goal,
players
though.
who has been in this position. But from an MVP performance in 2023, it is all too different. The next generation has arrived.
Who am I
Pacific
talking to?
making
I'm
it
talking to
flawless
you.
On their anti-eco. A clean
Right, let me
sweep.
explain how
CGN
streaming
under
works,
the rug
okay?
into the bonus.
I'm here. There's no one else in the room with me. Okay, just me in the room.
Now means that the bonus gets even more dangerous for
You,
CGN.
on
Pacific
your
playing
computer,
this, almost on the front foot, right? Like just holding the angles quite advanced
Watch.
comparably to what we
it's
could normally
quite
see
strange
from
when you
defender
think about it.
sides.
When you put it in those terms, it's very strange.
Standard setup as well. Viper util more towards A, Brim on B. But Rose is going to have a premium of information here. CGN trying to take showers, but yeah, the Haunt has also revealed the other extremity. And
Oh, they're crunching
they're
on him.
starting to collapse. Both of those players, in fact,
That did pretty well, though.
folded in half through the TP. Only comeback remaining. He takes a fight, which he
Just wasn't
wins,
enough
but the
utility
follow-up
there, it
isn't
felt
there, and
like.
it's
We
a
just sent out
4-on-1.
one Gecko flash, it felt like.
That's it. Jalarsson now having to come in against 4. You would expect this to be... yeah, I was going to say you'd be expecting this to be a CGN round. Thinking
So
about
any
the
more
next
kills
one
would be
anyway, horrible first fight.
Really is, right? It's an absolute ankle breaker. Oh my god. Shot down within an inch of his life, 6 HP. But to take a step back for a second and just break down what we've seen, it was that B long control for Pacific. You get the Haunt out early, Rose has the info, and with CGN playing into showers and that recon giving the game up, they wanted to try and crunch, but just a bit of a disconnect, not quite getting the fights as they would have liked them. I think as well, a smoke that kind of was right in the middle of it all made it a little bit more difficult. You have to see it back on the replay. Most important takeaway is that CGN have liftoff on Bind.
Yeah, and they manoeuvred quite a difficult task, right? That's the most important thing, and straight away, round 4, comeback, gets the op online, which he is known for, it's iconic, right? But it's how quickly he opts for it.
Exactly it, quickly making it iconic. Player new to this stage, but...
Okay, come back with the op.
Dr. Water has taken it up gracefully. Util towards short. Again, CGN trying to play towards this A side of the map, and we're going to look at this trade-off of info. What do Pacific want to do this time? Are they reacting a similar way? I think with the operator, you've just got to be looking at holding down the sight lines and calling a rotation.
Missed the stage slow there.
That's what you'd hope for, but Pacific still want to look at the minor details, and you can see they're committing players towards that hookup. I think as though CGN look to stand on the outskirts of a smokestone.
I really don't believe this, despite having given up both sides. These guys did not move.
And dot the I's, but how many I's and T's can you look at, right? Because like, they're taking their time and allowing Pacific to get into position.
Interesting change on the wall as well. They completely forfeit the hookah space, so fighting in the site with the showers control, Element still on the nade. Does delay it a little bit longer with the slow. It's not a retake that can be set in motion.
Gotta get that kill, and instead you die to the slow.
It's now going to get dicey now. The players coming in, and you can see how slightly disconnected they are.
So this is a nice change of wall. They had no fucking clue that this wall went up. Very confused by this. I think they used quite a bit of util to retake lamps.
As well. Bringing this Sage pick in, a lot of people would have their criticisms and say,
really the start of the round was what lost them that.
You've not got a concrete game plan.
Right, if these two are gonna play A like that and they're just not gonna move at all, these two need to hold shower. Like if you're gonna play like that and really not rotate and really not buy in, you gotta double stack shower and just leave short. Particularly against the Sage comp where they're gonna wall this.
Well, as for Pacific,
but really, this B hold should be pretty easy for you. Again, this is not a good comp against this Viper wall here. That BXX should be dog shit. You should have 3 on A almost every round until they give you a reason not to.
From shot to get rid of comeback from this position, but
you're now on an eco somehow.
Pacific still know that the presence that CGN like to put forward.
Dabby has more picks than anyone else in the competition with that ult, so it's not surprising that he wants to try his luck nice and early. CGN wants to work with still, but the numbers are
now you raise ult.
Sharp
must raise ult.
Sheriff and Guardian. Lotus
must not do that.
But is finally put down. Another weird wall from Benny, but this is what he likes to do, and he will continue to play around it in bench.
I mean, look at towards Larocque, he's nowhere near. I think he's maybe going to go for a TP at the other side of the map. As for now, the two remaining are not combining at all. They're going all on their own, comeback, this is what you expect.
This is what he does.
I mean, that's the thing though, right? CGN are just playing together right now, it's simple.
So yeah, just getting a little over-eager again.
Benny puts the wall down, and yeah,
just not playing as a team.
Up his A plant wall. No, it's just to give him a weird off angle. He's
and again, should be 3-stacking this every time.
It's what the was speaking about earlier, you know, both when he was mentioning the Sage pick and a little more indirectly in the style of play, as Vince will just shut it all down.
Yeah, so this is the first time CGN have come out and looked. I mean, they should have won the pistol as well.
Benny doing weird stuff like this, and if you don't have an answer to it, if you don't clear it properly, then you will get punished.
Yeah, ultimate's the aim of the game right now is there is a lot coming online and there is a lot to come online. Like 1 away is what I'm talking about. And interestingly enough, Hazza, there is a sign of weakness shown for the first time from Pacific, an early timeout from them.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly one way to perceive it. And look, as you say, Key will know best his players, the mentality of them, how they're feeling in this situation. I think big timeouts on Bind, big moments for Pacific. That qualification game when they were looking for promotion into
what is the best fish and chips place in the UK? Probably somewhere by the coast, I would assume.
It's not just going to be the
Cornwall?
coach. It's
I don't
going to
know.
be guys like Loiter telling their players when they were 10-2 down just to focus and to have that.
But yeah, if I'm like, look, they should have prepared this map. This is the comp that they played last time when they played this map. This is a pretty easy comp to counter in general. They have no flash to get onto B. This B exec should be shit. You just need to put 2 agents who are pretty good at holding down the site here. Try and get the info that they're coming.
Towards the other side.
And you should be fine.
There's no information that can be taken here early through the Fade Haunt this time, so you're looking at Larocque a little bit more limited.
And this on A should be try and limit their space to just this.
Yeah. I mean, so far, a path of least resistance that Pacific has taken.
Again, they want to use this smoke. You now know they're gonna try and take both lanes.
Like they were doing on that anti-eco.
So ideally, you'd want to reactively get in here towards Shower.
On the other side of the smoke, but they just give it up.
When they use one smoke, they're gonna want. They're not gonna do an exec from just one side because then they're not gonna have a smoke.
In terms of
yeah, that looks a bit like a dick.
Utility as well. Like I say, you were missing that information collection. That's why Rose rotates. The Prowler comes out, still has
Again,
the.
You got Razor here.
It's gonna be key back into this flood if they want to help come back on A. Element has the showstopper. He should be the first port of call.
Hiding in the smoke though has a CGN have no idea. Anglo still low, gets the first kill, and that's massive. Getting rid of the player on shot, they get the site
wins
for
the
themselves.
1v1 in here.
Again,
Why are we splitting up here?
More difficult to get into the site, and the fact that for the most part,
Must
CGN
hold this.
they have so much left in pocket. Pacific, they're waving the white
Very
flag
much
and giving
look
their
very
shot up.
confused about how to play this defense side.
Weapons to be saved.
Like again, don't have 3 people here. They will pretty much be. They've only gone A. 6 rounds in, they have only gone A. They know that they can't really do B execs past a Viper wall. As long as your Viper is up, this is going to be near impossible for them. Okay? So you just got to keep 3 people here. Hold on to this.
But they definitely know exactly
Hold
what
on
they're
to
doing.
this.
Different ideas, diversity showing, and I think as well on top of that has the other thing.
And if you hold on to this,
this is the first time Pacific have been pushed onto the back
should be
foot
no
this
good.
series.
Yeah.
They're going to wall themselves in with the Sage.
On the playoff stage, you
Maybe
look at
even
the win
push
rates
this.
for both of these two teams in their own respective playoffs played. CGN were only there for the grand finals, whereas Pacific had a run through which they played 12 different maps at a 75% win rate, which is ridiculous. So,
I mean, the thing for me as
You
well
do
about
scrape
that last
together a
setup,
buy.
as B was
You
a
got
lot
4
more
ults, must win
reserved,
for
which
Pacific.
CGN could get the advantage on. A wasn't, and that actually ended up costing Pacific.
the difference is this time, it looks as if they've thrown the orb much deeper. You've got Larocque behind this, and with the Thrash available, it's a reaction that you're able to make. CGN collecting the info, a deeper site hold that the drone will soon reveal.
I mean, Hazza, but if you're just going to jump spot it, you can just walk straight through that orb anyway. Oh, disrespect shown, spam. You get the kill, exactly. A lot of damage done though in the meantime, and Pacific are committing utility to delay.
And again, he can make
They did what I
himself
said.
useful
Push
here.
this.
But all the Pacific players have to do
Now
is
you
stall
can
this
come
site.
across.
They've got 2 players who've already explored
Need a
all of
smoke
A.
really?
So
That's the
much
problem with
map
pushing with your
material
Brim.
for the
You
defenders
need a
as it
smoke here.
stands.
This guy
There
needs
should
to
be
get
only one
in
place that
range.
they're worried about
Why
this
is he
execution
walking?
coming in right
Bro,
now.
you need to be sprinting.
4 ultimates to come back in on. It should look all towards Pacific, and the Thrash invested as well as the Vipers.
Oh, he died to the snake bite.
Zanquist has
Yeah,
got
this
the
Brim
kill,
cost us
an
big
element
time.
binding Rose, having to use the orbital strike. This is costly for Pacific, and they need to get this over the line. Spike still not down, and come back lurking on the edges of B site, starting to work their way in. CGN bait out the players with a tap of the spike. Nothing comes through, but this is when they begin to activate. No way WH was getting out. No way that showstopper was
Lost a free round.
No way! Pacific were getting that over the line!
Brim cost us there by being so slow walking back to Shower when you've cleared all of A. I mean, to be fair, 3 guys should be able to hold the site with a Viper Spit and Gecko. I mean, okay, you die to a snake bite, unlucky.
Ultimates invested, and no results gained. The molly from Anguis backside just eyeballs it.
It's a terrible Viper spit. It really doesn't help you. Like, it helps create chaos, which is good for them.
Nothing more that they could do. And now CGN will be feeling confident. Again, 5 rounds on the bounce after what was
have I seen Pacific play this map before? I can't remember.
Listen, the
It's
narratives
been a while.
in this game can quickly change. CGN need to get what they deserve.
I remember
right
CGN playing it. I can't remember who it was
At
against.
least an advantage
It was against
on
Go
the
Next.
next half as they prod towards the A site. Pacific are starting to get moved off the
But again,
angles
this
and
is a comp with
respecting
no
what
flashes.
CGN
Like,
are doing in the meantime.
This is huge from Rose. It's actually going to go ahead and back this B-long position up all the way past Fountain with some player presence for once.
okay, we just can't shoot.
Fighting,
like, bro,
instead,
they have no idea what they're doing against this comp. This is a comp that it will struggle to take space against you. They are going to struggle to take space. Why the fuck are you running into them when you know that they are coming A?
Still lurking in the back lines. Pacific looking to hold on towards at least backside.
And the reason why
Make them take space against you.
of CGN.
Okay, well, I don't know what Benny's doing there, especially when he's got res. He should be resing
Rose
this.
already lining up, laying in wait to find the back of the head of Element. He is gone. The Nightfall through, the Prowler off the back of it. Vince condemned.
Wow, the
Anguis
spam
by
back.
his side. They combine for the round, which slips
Oh,
their
that was
fingers
messy. That was
as
chaotic.
Rose is able
Again,
to haul it over the line.
Caught in a surge, trying to work the utility.
like, from a
Doesn't
bigger
work
perspective, I
out,
feel
but
like
at the same
Pacific
time,
don't understand what they're doing.
CGN
Feels like
have
this
no
comp
idea
confuses
what's
people.
going in their back line, right? That's the big mistake in that last round.
Benny should be
Allowing
coming
Rose
back
to
here and
come
resing
in,
this body, though.
and
This should
upset it
be an
completely.
auto res, right?
Just seeing here, the fight's
Like, you
taken
had
by
good showers
Pacific
control.
Cloud,
Instead, he's
able to get
walking up
one
on his
the
own.
way
What's he
out,
doing?
and does so much work towards Triple to make this
Come and rest.
possibility.
Make it a
Gets into the
5v3.
hands of
Make
his
it
IGL,
heavy your favor.
and no mistakes will be made from a player with his experience.
Like, I know he was
Looking a
here,
little bit
but
stunned
you can come
after
back
that one,
here.
but they come right
I
back
mean,
through
actually, he might
with
have
plenty
died
ults of
here,
their
but
own.
they
I
didn't
mean,
know
that's
that,
the
right?
thing,
Like, in his
Now
mind,
it's
this should be
completely
pretty
in
safe.
CGN's favour. This is where they have the advantage, respecting the smoke, and Rose putting some pressure behind.
Dark Val, thanks for the
showing
27 months.
It's kind of an obvious choice
Holy.
to make, though. As soon as you've been exploited on one side of the map, you immediately go there in the next to see what the hell happened. And Pacific, knowing that, are continuing
Again,
to test
when
the
this
other
Viper wall is
extremities. You've
up,
got two players
okay,
walking
they've
right
started
now
pushing
short.
stuff, and it started
that's,
working for them because they're
they
figuring
know
out
the
where
pressure
CGN
is.
are
They know
going
that
every time.
CGN like to play in stacks, so they manipulate other sides of the site. But the thing is, though, Hazza, they're hot on the heels of CGN.
Comeback is right next to the TP, but Lotus still walking through the market. Anguis head turn up. Close!
lose that, man.
Punches in the kill. Finds
That's
his
tough.
opposite number, and with 50 seconds, CGN have a little bit more
Now he
freedom on this
re-pushes
map.
it and doesn't see anyone.
that's
Oh,
gonna
you
be a
can't have two
massive
people
relief,
leave.
but at the same
Bro,
time,
he
no one
can't hear
expects the
anything.
second flank.
No, they certainly don't, and Comeback is here, backing it up for the rest of his
Okay, they
team.
figured
and
it
affording
out.
a hefty
I mean, this guy
rotation.
still hasn't heard anything.
30 now left.
You got any
for
smokes
this
left?
to make
No.
happen.
You do have a molly, though.
And CGN
A
queuing
well-timed
up
molly here could still
into
win
a
the
site
round.
with plenty of players and plenty of utility
Pretty
to stop them
well-timed
in their
molly.
tracks.
Molly's
But the
expended,
aim is
Hazza,
crazy.
but the players are also being expended.
Different teams fucking turned up for
finding
CGN.
the
They still need
picks,
to
but
get
thing
into the
most
side, though.
important is the time. Comeback yet to come into the fray, but there's still Rose sitting in the middle of the site.
10 seconds.
I mean, Hazza, that wall will do a world of good, but they're still trading through. Comeback while he was coming into
I mean, just
Hookah,
can't lose
has
this
to
fight.
call it quits.
Maybe you got too greedy.
CGN,
Maybe you just
they
got to chill
love
here.
To play with the low time.
Got too
They
greedy.
love to
Just
pull the
chill in
heartstrings
here.
of
You know
the
that they're not on this
faithful
side.
CGN fans in the audience
Put
as
himself
well.
on a really tough angle, to be honest. A really strange angle. You don't
And they
often
have
see
yet
someone here.
again been rewarded.
I mean,
You look at that round even, it is a late execution, but they dealt with the situation well. Comeback wasn't able to get too much value from the flank, and then even Benny just dropping in the res there for some extra security. The wall to stop the tube player for goodness
Different team in terms of aim has turned up as well for this team. I
play,
mean, with some of the shots they were hitting the last couple of maps,
coming in if you knew these two
feels
teams.
like
That's it.
turned off their hacks.
Also coming out,
coming into this map. We spoke about how both teams have a negative.
But CGN getting 6 already on their attack side with a dog shit attack side comp.
CGN, mate, like that's the thing. When you look at towards what Pacific have been able to do, they've only been able to win 1 out of 5
I think she's had too many blue smarties.
There's a reason why they've not brought it out this event, and we only see it as that pool pops up in the best of 5. Here is the res, the wall. Yeah, Benny, the man who bleeds.
Why did he res in a 2v4?
Doing everything.
Probably because he didn't last time.
His impact being felt in ways which, again, is not simply scanned from the stat sheets or the kill feed. A default this time.
We're lost. We don't know what we're doing. We're lost. Start the round, we're lost.
As to what's going on, because they've both been pushing and pulling. Time to do your tie and shirt back up and get ready for business again.
The reactions and the proactivity from Pacific has been so commendable, but at the same time, the reactionary nature of CGN has also been. Now they go for a lot more spread default, right? Not stacking, looking to manipulate the proactivity that happened last time. Thing is though, Hazza, Vince needs to be careful.
I mean, same
what
shit.
Pacific are putting forward. What was it you say? Don't back down, double down, or something like that, right? Look, they've just kept on going.
Little Limmy saying there, don't back down.
And despite the worst Scottish
Double
accent
down.
you've ever heard, CGN are actually not in a fantastic position.
So yeah, this
here.
time they
Pacific
learned from
have
the mistakes
numbers
of,
on both sides.
yesteryear.
Again, that hasn't exactly been an issue for the DAC team before. Managing to get into the site, Jalarson first.
Somehow they lose all these fights though. Holy fuck. Just, I mean, two different teams. We've swapped fucking mouse and keyboards. What's going on?
Because the one thing that has to be said, while Anguished has had his ace in the last map, or sorry, not the last map, the other map that was played, I'm not seeing him being hitting the highlights like he is on this map. He is finding value and holding the flanks, cutting players out, and that's why he's top of the leaderboards.
That's exactly it. Again,
When you consider that
in isolation has been so
Pacific
strong,
won the
picked up
pistol
in
as well.
season, did brilliant work with Ovation. That's where he built his roots in DAC, where he
been
dug
a
his heels
crazy,
in. He's a player who's great at doing that
crazy
too.
demolition on this map.
Standing his ground.
Standing their ground.
Again, maybe it's harder than it looks. I mean, again, they keep getting in good positions. They keep pushing the other side of the map and no one is there. They are finding the holes in the default. They literally just can't hold the site to save their lives. Can't hold the site against a comp that is dog shit at taking a site.
Too in this situation again, like you were saying, you do have Anguished by himself, and another reason for that pickup is Capio wants individuals who can be exactly that, self-sufficient. Speak of Davy as well, being a jack of all trades, how much he offers coming in.
Oh,
this time
felt like
Anguished
Anguished
comes up
should have won
short,
that fight.
so for that, they are down by a player and a whole lot of space because Lotus face checked all the way up to market.
Yeah, they've sent the thrash through to try and grab towards Showers. There's a big picture starting to be
Big
made
push again
here
though.
by
I like
Pacific,
this. When
starting
you
to be
ult here,
created. The thing is,
I feel
though,
like they're
what
focused
is
on
the
this. They're
nature of
focused
it?
on the people on the
players
site.
of CGN are walking into a trap, and there's so
Kiko, thanks for the 7 months.
The Germans are eating the dogs.
to find their chance at a gunfight.
Rose surely wouldn't peek that. I mean, Vince is here by himself with the spike, completely isolated in 20 seconds. He goes down,
that's this round
and
down.
the ship will sink. It
And the same
does
thing is true for
impact
CGN. I mean, this is what winning a pistol can do, right? CGN lose this next round and it's 7-5. Even though they've absolutely destroyed this half, it still can end up in a very close game.
End of this first half. The advantage is secured for the DAC team, but this final round could be so influential in keeping them in it.
I mean,
That felt like, again, it felt like we've had a lot of these skills where the person who's favored, oh, did he hit his map?
Could be 7-5.
I just checked his map when he was taking the fight. The reason, perhaps why he lost it. Yeah, he's not very happy with
It looks
that
a bit
one.
like Mackenzie
Why
Crook.
would you check your map as you're swinging that angle?
I have no idea. Cairo, maybe he was looking for some info. No, of course. Maybe slight keybind issue, first time on the stage. It happens, but here we go. CGN hoping this won't be their last on bind.
Oh,
And
interesting
could
smoke.
put some daylight between the two. Showstopper's already done that, taking the backside space from Pacific, but Showers is where they react.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing you've got to watch out for is Anguished slate flying, but they're using this smoke against CGN, right? That's a defensive smoke. Having to actually put a second one
Yeah,
down
this guy can't
to
lose this
get
fight.
some breathing room. still, this Showers fight, we're waiting for this to come through.
Orbital Strike should be the cue for Anguis to take the peak.
Anguis wins it. That feels like that's been a theme, other than when he hits his map.
The mosh pit drops
Oh,
into
but he got the
Hookah,
spike down,
and the
bro.
rest of the Gecko utility follows it up. It's all being
Oh, the
laid on
timing.
line. Comeback
Nice
doing
trade.
his damnedest. Larok there as well. Vince in the hot seat, but he'll fall. Davi the last to face the music.
Missed
The
it down.
recon misses the mark, and the showstopper puts him on death's
Okay, big
door.
round, and as we said,
Larok will kick it
7-5.
across
Now
the
it's
threshold
losable.
as Pacific
It's very
just
losable.
about got to their finish.
Yeah, nice. Look at you all. Look how original all your thoughts are. W dot, W dot. Nice start, nice start. Yeah, you're all original.
Back into this game.
Nice
Right,
brain
this
cells
should be
you've
so
all got.
firmly in the German side's favour, but the thing about it, I mean, as I say, like the next half will be a continuation of that momentum for CGN.
Yeah, that it certainly will. A final round for Pacific. They'll get 5 before the halftime. Can CGN close this, or does it all end here on Bind? We'll find out after the break.
Okay. It's getting close. Fade Gecko attack or defense sided? I would say most Gecko stuff is attack sided. How to turn off the profanity filter on Twitch? I didn't even know they had one, to be honest. I'm just gonna go quickly fill up my water in this break. Is this music copyright? Oh, it could be, you know, I don't know. It's the kind of VCT one. I won't risk it. But now it's too long to... Now I've been gone too long. Fuck it, we bowl. Okay, Watkins, sorry, saving me from a disaster. Concert only gets 1 point. Fuck me. Winks is gonna give me 2. I'm gonna need a big day from Son and Havertz. I need it to be 4-4. Son and Havertz quadruple
They
goal.
respond towards the latter stages of that first defensive half on Bind, and now to the attack side is where they can bring it all home and send themselves to a historic
Why can't I get rid of the
final.
fucking...
Well, Hazard, if CGN start can be as loud as the fans, they're certainly going to be on the
Okay,
right path.
big
As for
pistol.
now, though, we start off with Pacific. Just
tend to
being
take their
explosive
pistols
towards
pretty slow.
Showers, but at the meantime, the rest of the players across the map, pretty slow.
Immediately the game plan is there, building towards the Thrash first ult point, up and running for Larok. Spike on his back with the wingman in his pocket. You know exactly what Pacific are trying to do here.
CGN, you can see what they're trying to do, Hazard, in terms of where the players' positions are.
For Pacific, this is a very standard setup and something that CGN should be aware of. They split the A site 3 out of 4 times in the playoffs in Turkey on their pistol rounds. And
That's big, no
Anguis
smokes.
has held down his lane exquisitely. Already the first headshot coming through. Hoping there's plenty more where that came from. The recon would give him half a chance. It's Element instead that has done
Actually
the dirty
ran out of
work.
bullets.
Davi there with it, but even trades. Pacific still, they trail in post.
I need a big round from Larok here. They have a Sage Wall as well. Get that down, they should win.
Rose has wrapped around, will be here to help out Larok. And this shuffle into the backside could be huge, but Benny's wall will bring out the defuse, bring out the peaks. It's all coming to the forefront. Larok has got the kill, and it is just a tap. Still selling
Oh
the
my
fake,
god, they're
the
not gonna
info
win
is
this.
there. It's looking like another Pacific pistol round, and Larok is the one
Is
to
that
hammer
two
the final
2v4s they've
nail
lost in
in.
pistols?
3 from
Holy
him,
fuck.
and they are only 1 away from equalizing that score.
I mean, Hazard, the anti-eco is the time to do it. And what does CGN do differently on the defence to get some value, right? Do they stack? Do they go and test the limits of what Pacific's setup is on the attack?
To see CGN still waiting for their knight in shining armor to carry them through and find a map win here.
That's tough.
Anguis Another of those rounds with the Sheriff in his hands.
I think, yeah,
where he's
ideally you want to
expected
just
to
like
make
wall
the
like this
play,
and
but
force them to peek through a
that only
tiny bit
leans
here.
into what Pacific already know, and as you mentioned, these anti-ecos have been clean. How much that means coming into the bonus, we would have to find out.
True that, I
Cross
mean,
that
yeah,
bridge
last
when you
time
get
he
to
did
it.
shoot from Shao, you're
Gotta
right.
beat Anguist first.
They didn't know he was there, that's true. Because he did come all the way back around.
Pistols
Don't
with
love
Sheriffs
this.
have worked before for CGN,
But
it doesn't look as if it's going to be this time.
it's a
Yeah,
Marshall,
the entry's
so
looking so easy for Pacific here. Hazard, the two remaining players will be so late to the party that they may as well not be here.
Yeah. Invite got lost in the post. Turn up 24 hours later, the gardens are wrecked, there's confetti everywhere, and Pacific all over CGN's parade. The banners brought to the Berlin Arena, but this is going to be another anti-eco conversion, and look, if they can do it flawlessly, you've got a couple pistols here, Larocque's going to be chasing off the nade, it's a lovely combo, and that's the Thrash online. A big piece that they were playing for from the start, from minute one, that they'll now have in such a
you could
huge
send in a
round.
Marshall.
Yeah, it's the
Then again, with the
right?
Marshall
They're
shit, some
looking for
Marshall
things that they can
shots,
work with
some
in
of
the
them are
next
hitting.
round, and comeback even
And again, he gets the kill
towards
anyway.
a showstopper. So those contingencies being placed for future rounds. I guess the Thrash, the easiest to get online, and the one that you can find so much value from time and time again.
And in terms of what the setup is going to try and be here from them, well, Pacific, on a round such as this, they have shown defaults before. They'll be looking
Bro
to
is
try and
kissing
exploit
his
that
monitor.
gap.
I don't know how people play like that. I really don't.
Showers that key piece of space which we've
Have to
seen
fucking turn your neck.
removed from the
Look
clutches
at
of
the map.
CGN round after round though, and that's immediately where the first priority's placed.
I mean, ultimate orb,
He
right?
actually
That's
goes
the
from a Marshall.
thing that tips the iceberg.
Why have you still got a
Great
shirt
entry
with
from
this one?
Element, but is that going to be enough to enter and get the win in the round? That's the question that we pose to CGN. Time and time again, they have let the round slip.
Who's winning the grand final?
And he has
Apex.
also used that wall early towards B, and it's very passive in terms of information for CGN there.
Is
this rotation
is the
will be late if
defensive
they
Viper?
look to move towards A, and right now, behind Anguist's own smoke, we've got a lot of work done. The
Oh,
Thrash
we
is
can
here
kill
to bear on down, he gets detained, but is there a safety net? Can anyone answer
Molly?
the call? Anguist needing support, an Element, picking up the phone, picking up one kill. Is one kill enough?
Yeah,
Oh.
as Pacific are still fighting their way back in. You've got to look at where the last remaining player is, right? Still late and still time
Oh.
ticking away.
A 2-on-2 now as
They're
well.
both they're
Another
both line
round where
shields.
Pacific were down a man, yet still look to be in prime position.
no.
Jalarson's found a hat trick, and comeback closes it
Oh,
out.
no,
Very quickly,
CGN.
the deafening cheers are instantly silenced as Pacific have put themselves in front.
I mean,
Let's
they
put it
take the
this way.
advantage for themselves.
If Apex
Now
can't
put
beat
CGN
either
in
of
a
these
position
teams with
where
a
it
double
is
map
do
ban
or
BO5,
die.
they are the
This
biggest
could be the
chokers of
last
all
map.
time.
I mean, there's still rounds to fight in, 2, but 3 rounds in a row, converting the bonus, putting
I
your
think that was
defense
enough 4v2,
on an
yeah.
eco and a broken economy.
Another round like that as well, where CGN have the advantages, but then they are very quickly lost. And you look at this late round being extremely cagey, it's the exact same as it was last time around. The difference being, Pacific didn't win a single clutch in the whole of that previous
My
best of
question
3.
is, if Sage has so
CGN,
many
on the other
slow
hand,
orbs on her
7
belt, why
round
do you only get
winners
to use
and
2?
2 1v3s.
Huh?
We've had nothing of the sort here so far.
Frustration starting to show on the faces of CGN. You saw it there from Element. Can CGN find a way to bounce back? Because it's not just shown in the server, it's out of the server too. Pacific, vibe so high, I mean, you would expect
Well,
that being 2 maps up.
We're
to
doing
the
an
good,
exec
right?
without our raise
CGN
into a massive stack.
Everything show on their faces.
It's a 4-player stack.
The answer
here,
is yes.
This could
The
be a
answer
real
is this is
confidence
an
booster.
absolute
CGN
wash.
have managed to find 2 kills from
What
it.
the fuck
Benny
are we
repositioning
doing?
Under the window of Hookah, so hard to clear. It plays in Element and he gets one back. But it's a 2v2 when the dust settles and Pacific still in with a chance. Can Anguist find the
And they
round
still
winning
win.
shot? He can't.
And
It's
they
all
even with a
Pacific here.
terrible
And
call,
sure,
they still
only
win.
get out with one
That was
player,
another
but one
3v5.
is more more than enough.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you win the round, it just matters if you win the round. And Pacific, they are just finding value in every front. CGN, it can't be stated enough, they've had their chances and it's been slipping time and time again. I mean, right here, right, you see it, but you need those killing blows, you need the luck to be on your side sometimes when it comes into important games like this lower final between Pacific and CGN.
Benny, the only man, revealed his position
Oh,
already known by the
ranked
ball that
balls.
goes up. This is a huge gun round, the biggest that CGN may play. Slow orb comes out just after the showstopper, but it doesn't matter because they've managed to get out. He gets out with his life, but the space is given up. And with Pacific having conditioned this showers control so often, CGN will still have the expectation that it's a play towards this side of the map.
Big 1v1 between Loiter and the first player that he sees on this site.
Okay, it's a bit of a problem for them. He could be walking up, you know.
Expecting comeback to head straight in towards B. Anguist, all alone, another island which Pacific have to conquer.
Util to set comeback up, like you say, the op traded.
Great nade.
Pacific have 3 different players that can befit such weaponry should they choose, and right now, out of hookah's probably the worst place to go. In fact, Rose, the one who was holding it, has gifted it straight to them. It was the shorty he was trying to use. There's another showstopper flowing through. One player long, that's Loiter. He can't crack the nut, they just can't get in to this site. CGN holding on, but finally it starts to fall apart. Element, the last man standing. Benny coming in for support late, and so is Vince. It's a 1v1. CGN calling out for a hero. Calling out for a
finally they stopped the rough.
They get it. Finally the floodgates open and they get their first clutch, which I think has actually come through from this whole series, right? It's been going Pacific's way time and time
Everyone always
again.
goes up top.
And the question is this going to be a deciding factor?
How did they live underneath hook? Again, I don't love the call. I think it's a bad call.
Pacific wiping the floor.
Full hooker exec.
Vince stepping up
It's not for me.
he was needed. Ults on both sides. Another big round. The next just
They needed that one.
as the last.
Okay, now we got some big ults.
Pacific getting caught out a little bit there. They wanted to explode onto B. It was hookah that they tried. Try and try again. A combination which has Anguist caught.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Oh, he died to a snake bite?
Through the
He must have headshot him.
But the thing is, though,
This Raze must have headshot him.
Hunter's Fury hasn't gained the value that they were looking for, and Loiter forced to try and break the wall. Now presence being shown on a shot through that.
He must have got headshot by the Raze here as he was running in, low HP.
Second slow for Benny.
Okay, this Gecko has taken this control. You've got remote as well.
Here comes the execution.
Oh, what?
Pacific are going to be able
Spectre
to take
problem.
the site.
Stinger gets that kill.
Player to the good. Vince has that orbital strike, but I mean, there's 2 ultimates, the Viper's Pit as well. Davy actually gets comeback, orbital strike in, but not a real lot of value found. But this is all delayed. Larrock,
oh my goodness me, holy shit. And this is going to be an eco now as well.
Standing between CGN and a 4th map in this series. Pacific want to take this here and now.
Yeah, timeout, no wonder off the back of that. You think you're about to be even. All goes strong, finding double digits. Caprio can't be happy, neither can Zest. Frustration really should be creeping in.
It's just Benny there as well. He's the solo anchor of the site. He uses his slows, he knows they're going to be pushing, stays on the angle, can't find the kill, and then Larrock, advanced into bench, has done so much. A star in the making, and you are watching his story.
Okay, timeout. 10-8. And now you're on an eco as well. And again, you just clawed back a tiny grasp of momentum just to lose it straight away. Armchair analyst's worst nightmare, yeah. It's a terrible eco for them as well. First loss bonus. It's just sheriffs. A couple classics.
Even if you win this map, right, you still
Saving
got
for an
another
op,
2
is it?
to
Oh, no.
go.
Thought it was at 3.
CGN, I mean, has a... I can't even begin
We go
to
one Marshall.
think about the mental state that these players must be in.
It's so damning. CGN. A result here completely changes the dynamic, but you're just waiting for it to happen. One round from the previous 6 does not make for easy viewing. It may get worse. It could get worse. It looked like it probably should have, but Anguis has escaped, joins up with his teammate towards the long side.
Okay, they take hooker early.
Elbow, in
Didn't
fact,
need that much to do
Pacific
either.
don't follow through.
They are running
Still
into the
giving them
one
respect
Marshall.
on a round such as this.
I mean, the spike might be towards the B
But
side.
still, I
of
mean,
the
this
map,
guy has
Hazard,
hit some
but
nice
it's not
Marshall shots, to be
committed
fair.
to it, right?
But now he's a sober.
Davy H,
He
he's
just
got
has
nowhere
the
to go, and he's
TP.
forced to TP. This is
Now
now
do they-
worrying because Pacific know there's one less player towards this side
They've
of the
already
map,
taken
and
hooker.
there's 4 players here.
There
for
should
the
only be
attacking
2 here
side.
now.
He's forced
Like
the
Max.
rotation out of Element. They need
I'm
to bring one back over.
maybe
Davy
honestly
does get
probably
out
because they didn't have the
of
spike, they
showers
didn't
without
go.
a scratch on his face. So now into the late round again, you've got to be looking at.
I feel like
making
if
a
you
gamble,
have
and
the
it's
spike
same
here, you
default
just go.
setup
Now
run by
time is
Pacific,
starting to run
the
down.
same
Someone
late
needs to get the
execution,
spike.
and the same from which CGN were
So
able
now
to
we're just
find a
gonna
result
slowly run into a
previous.
stack
So
site.
many ults to try and
Even when we
mitigate
don't
this,
have the
though.
spike still.
That is
So
the big
again,
factor.
not a very good
I mean,
call.
that's the
We're having to
thing
use
about
we're
this
just
whole
sending all our
Still
ults.
not
Okay.
committed. Well, the ultimates are fully
Sending all our
forward,
ults
but
and
the
we're
thing
gonna
you've got to
lose.
realise is
That's
the spike
tough.
is nowhere near it. Somehow it's still kept even between the 2. It's 2v2. 25 seconds remaining, Hazard. And CGN, they need to try and find this round. Davy
An ace.
had a chance, but the thing
Holy
is,
fuck.
those
So again,
locked
terrible
by
round
the
by
ace.
Pacific, but again,
That's
they
what he
just scraped
has.
through.
5 of the best. And Pacific now only a couple of rounds away. Look, you said the spike was nowhere near in a position to be planted, but it didn't matter because they won
Again,
the fights on
don't
site.
hate the round.
They invest 3 ultimates, but they don't care.
Once
because
that's
it's
over
given
as
them the
TP'd
11th
and you've taken
foot in
hooker
the
already,
door.
you
They're
have to
about
just,
to
if you're
cross
gonna just
to
do
a
a BXX
potential
anyway and
grand
do
final
nothing
here.
else, you
And
simply
unless
must
CGN's
send it in
buy
that
round
moment.
has something to show
When you
for,
know that there
that's
are
their
max 2 people on the
2024
site
done.
and you have control of both
It has
lanes.
been a long road
Like that, like
until
if you've
this
got control of
final.
both lanes and you know there's only
And
max
to
2
lose
people
like
here,
this, I don't
which I mean,
know.
okay, you might say, oh, but they don't know
have shown
TMB,
time
there's
and
only
time
2 people
again
here.
that
But
they
it would
can
be the
bounce
strangest
back.
setup in the world
But
to have
is
your
this
Viper
the
come and peek this on
match
his
in
own,
which they find
and then have
no
your
bounce
Solver
at
out
all?
here, and have 2 people just sitting on the back
Pacific
side.
have
What would
certainly got a
that
spring
would
in
make
their
no sense.
step. The short push from Loiter is triple barreled this time around.
I mean, it's a good thing they
Rose
won that round,
carving
because
open
they used a lot of
the
ults as well.
B-long
They
position,
used what? Fatal
buried in the
Gecko ult
garden is
Brimble
Vince.
against an eco and almost lost
There's
and
only
needed
2
an ace.
players, either side of the map. Big one from Anguis to actually follow up on that pressure. The additional player numbers behind Loiter's fake. But now they want to follow it through. Now they want to take the A side.
I mean, there's still a res.
Get the
and it's
res
being
on the other
used,
side of the
right?
map.
So Vince is back in the fray, and it's still a 4v4. That is a big bit of information. And now Davy H, as you said, has the most amount of Hunter's Fury kills. We'll bring
got a
it
tag,
forward.
but not a
Yeah,
kill.
the stall has bought enough time for a full rotate. Rose the only one there to duel it, and now the bodies are on the side.
Alright, GL's a madman.
Well, still to come back, and the players all stuck in CT, moving as a 3, moving as a unit. A straggler goes off Davy H to hold on towards Lamps, but you look at Pacific's setup, Stillassen, he's so deep. He's playing for that Molly lane up the top
Oh,
of the
no
spike, will
fucking way
probably
he's
bring
won
it
that.
forward, but
I know he's
comeback
not on.
gets another kill. Player to the good, it's looking good for
That's the
Pacific,
wall down.
Maybe not so much anymore. The Molly
slows,
being
the
good,
mollies.
and you look at the ultimates, there's not one for Stillassen. Now it's up to Vince to answer the CGN SOS call. Save
Oh,
season
no.
Hazard, but Pacific look to end it.
They're right on the brink now. A
4
huge
chances.
round. And that molly meant absolutely everything.
You need
from
a fucking
Stillassen.
crazy
As you
mental
said,
to
the setup
survive
was
this.
there, and now CGN could be sent home without a single map win.
And they use their res as well.
160
And this
competitive
overall.
games since the EMEA League was founded. The first German team to set foot on this stage. And they have been silenced by that next generation, the Turkish team.
Again,
that
the
nobody
Outlaws
thought
here.
could, but they have.
Oh, it gets worse, Hazard.
And now you're one off Razor, you can just go pick up Auto.
CGN are playing for their tournament lives.
Okay, we are trolling a bit, but...
Tournament lives. Engagement's been taken and
What?
WH has actually won his.
We killed Anguished?
Loiter,
What?
on the other hand,
He pushed out of the
finds his
pit?
opposite number. Now you're looking to the sole Portuguese man on the A site, calling for reinforcements. Can't find the fight. 2v4, make that a 2v3. There is perhaps a chance for CGN. 2v1. I mean, Hazard, Vince needs to come up.
GG.
It's over. He won't find it. Turkey is going to the grand finals. Dreams die.
Well, 3-0. Pretty quick one today. Pacific versus Apex. We will see it tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow. Paying attention for some of the game, I promise, because the Vikings will be playing, so I will be watching some of that. Which means you can watch NA. Oh, you're right.